No, I live alone, so definitely the
Oh
same.
my God.
Morning light, pressure on, still moving, still standing strong. Built this muscle over time, every step another climb. Years of focus, years of fire, vision sharper, aim set higher. Early grind, eyes wide clear, earned this spot, we're still right here. From the past to present tense, every move builds confidence. They try to slow it, tried to stall. We just raised the bar for all. Every round just tune the engine. Now the signal's coming in clear. Made us sharper, made us wiser. Built for weight, built for fire. If you're sitting in the seat, better fuel or better eat. Oh, you now, what's coming next? Every chapter intersects. We don't pause, we don't fall. This is coreBLAST, standing tall. Oh, standing tall. Foundation set, momentum strong. Map the road, we're moving on. What's in motion, what's ahead? Every word that needs be said. From first spark to what's in play. Clear direction, clear runway. Talking roots and talking rise. Big picture through a sharper lens. And before the moment's gone, there's more coming, moving on. Pressure trained us, focus refined. Every step was by design. What you're hearing didn't come fast. It's the long view paying back. Made us sharper, made us wiser. Built for weight, built for fire. If you're sitting in the seat, better fuel or better eat. Oh, new now, what's coming next? Every chapter intersects. We don't pause, we don't fall. This is coreBLAST, standing tall. Standing tall. Thank the grind, thank the days that demanded higher stakes. Every mile, increase the range. Every challenge, level gains. Now we talk what's moving forward. Freedom buying, friction lowering. Signals clear, momentum fast. Future loading, coreBLAST. Stronger mindset, fight a pace. Morning grind, no time to waste. This one runs, this one lasts. You don't rush what's built to last. Oh, no, now what's coming next? All aligned, all in effect. Stand up straight, this is the call. This is coreBLAST. We stand tall.
Oh yeah.
Welcome, everybody. How's
Welcome,
everybody doing?
welcome, welcome. We are great.
This is awesome.
At least I
man.
am.
Excellent.
Yeah. So just to get this out of the way, we're literally not having a webinar today. So thank you for joining us,
No,
everybody.
thanks for joining, everyone.
Just
Hey,
joking.
your joke's better than mine. I was going to tell everyone the Iran war is over, but that's a bad one. Poor taste.
Too soon?
Too soon. Too soon. Oh my gosh, what a world.
Oh my
So,
god.
Joel, you have
Yes,
a
sir.
different background.
I do.
Where are you at?
I'm literally, Josh calls it his office. I will never see it as his office. This is your office. I'm literally in your office, Ezra. And I thank you for letting me use your office. I can see your walking pad has not been used since you left. So
Yeah,
I'm kind
shocker.
of disappointed in that. It's like, my gosh, man, you got a walking pad here. So no, I'm in North Carolina. I made a little trip last week up north from here. Had a really good visit with a friend. And I'm like, I was supposed to be here a month ago. I think it was after the Amchar show. And I came down with something. It may have been allergies. I don't know. I've never had allergies that bad. So I wanted to get out here because I think it's good to see the people you work with at least once every 4 or 5 decades, right?
Yeah, that's a
So,
good thing.
Yeah, I'm
I
out
think
here
it's a
right
good
now,
thing.
and
Well, welcome
it's
to North Carolina.
Thank
Sorry I
you.
can't join you.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. It's very quiet. It's not as lively as when you're here, you know?
Yeah, unfortunately. So we're joined with some. This is our. What makes this the. You advertise this as like the greatest coreBLAST ever, which puts a lot of pressure
Epic.
on everyone. But it's epic. I think it's epic because look how many people we have as hosts.
It looks like the freaking Brady Bunch.
It does. And I think Joshy's roaming around in the background somewhere, so we might have him on at some point. So there could be as many as 7 of us. So I think, what was it, 6 in the Brady Bunch? Oh my gosh, I don't even remember. 9?
No, 3 and 3, isn't it?
3 and 3, 4 and 4.
Oh, it is 4 and 4.
Wow, are we all failing?
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Marsha, Jan, the mom, and whatever the other one's name was.
Yeah, all right, we all
forgot
failed.
Alice.
All right, well, let me introduce a couple of the new faces, even though one of them has been with us, but not very often. So first, let me introduce you to our Italian developer, Matteo. Matteo doesn't speak very good English, but we're going to have him tell you about some exciting stuff. So Matteo.
Broken English.
Broken, very broken.
Broken English.
Yeah, broken English. So Matteo is with us, and then so he's right below me. He just waved, and we also have one of our lead developers who's super excited to be here, and that is RA with a big smile. RA is one of our lead developers. I know we have not just customers on this call, but we've got prospects. But for our customers, for those of you that use CoreForce, which is many of you, RA was actually or is responsible for that whole new checkout system that we introduced in the last couple of months. And we moved him over to really help out with the new CoreWork platform. And what we're going to show you is part of the work that he's done, which is some really exciting things. We've got a lot to cover. Everyone's like, Ezra, what's the agenda? What's the order of things? And Joel, I guess nobody really is used to me yet, but I got no agenda. Is that a shocker?
Just informing people. That's all we're doing.
All we're doing is just informing people. Yeah. So we actually did launch out for everyone some new modules that you haven't seen before, and the goal of this webinar is to cover and give you really a view of all of these modules, and again, view of where things are and also where things are heading towards. So what I wanted to do first is just give you a quick overview of a module that we haven't released, which is why we have Matt here. And again, we're kidding around with Matteo, but Matt is our lead developer for CoreStore. He's also the lead developer for anything FFL related, including the new FFL platform. And he actually asked me if he could start early, and because what he's going to show you is sitting on one of our developer servers, and we want to make sure nobody messes around with it in between. So yeah, so what I wanted to do is just to give everyone a quick look at the new FFL module for those customers. Again, most of our customers are in the firearms industry, and we will be releasing the full FFL module in April. Is that safe to say, Matt, at this point?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, for sure. So everyone heard that. He's being recorded. And I think we're just about ready to start taking some customers, start getting them on for testing. We've been launching modules with customers, depending on their needs. So a lot of what you're going to see, pretty much everything that you're seeing as far as the new modules and what you have access to is already launched, right? So we've got customers running live, including Coreware itself, right? We're our own customer with this new platform. So we are using the full platform. We'll be actually using the FFL module for our other entity for BFG, which is an FFL. We're going to start with, to me, one of the most exciting modules, which is our compliance FFL module. And Matt, I know we didn't prep up for this, but I'm just going to hand it over to you because I know you eat, breathe, and speak bound books and 4473s, and I know we've got our new kiosk coming out, which again we've teased people before and showed some things, but I think we're at a really good point right now to share with everyone.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Let me share my screen.
Cool.
Let's see here.
And for everyone that joined the webinar, just so you know, if you're new to our streams, there is a way you can chat to us. There are people monitoring the chats that can answer questions. And if we see any relevant questions that would interest, the whole audience, we'll definitely stop and break. And Matt, Colt will be very happy with you because you're in dark mode. So that's you already won points.
It's definitely a little bit easier to work with all day. That's for sure. Okay, so you guys can see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the new dashboard, or we call it the command center for the FFL module. It's where you're going to be able to quick access anything FFL related submodule wise, as well as see, quick analytics on just dispositions, acquisitions. There's some helpful stuff with how many you've acquired today, completed 4473s, how many you've created today, how many are waiting for Section C or Section E to be signed, quick start a new 4473. One of the cool things we added was a really quick way to do kind of like an audit search. So if you just hit the /, it'll just bring up this little area where you can search across virtually anything. So any different bound books, 4473. So if you're looking for a specific serial number, but maybe you don't know which bound book or which location it's in, you can find it really quick like that. And that's something we've had a lot of people ask for, because they'll get some kind of audit where they need to find something. It's a little hard in Core Store the way it is now, because they have to know where it was.
Yeah.
We also have
just to clarify, sorry for interrupting you, but just to clarify for everyone, this will work with their existing data. There's not really a migration or anything, or this will totally work with the current bound book. So that's really important. And that's what we're trying to do with pretty much the whole platform. There's one area as far as contacts where, we do have a whole new contacts module that, we work in conjunction with what we call the legacy contacts. But other than that, we're really trying to stay true to making sure that moving to the new platform is as painless as absolutely possible.
Yeah, for sure. And some people have probably seen that, like this one right here, qualifying events, is something that they've seen pop up in Core Store recently. And the reason is we're trying to maintain that fluid feel through both systems as they transfer over. So we didn't want to only add it to the new one. We wanted to kind of allow them to get used to it, now in the current Core Store and move over to it. But everything to do with the new system is completely back and forth. They can use this today, and then they can go back to Core Store tomorrow. Everything will be there. You might not have some of the newer features, but in terms of the data, it'll all be the same. It'll all be there. So that's kind of one of the really neat things about it. We also have recent activity now. So we may end up adding more things over time, but for right now, it's pretty much just if 3310s are created, 4473s are created. If you do a disposition, if you do an acquisition, it'll kind of log it, and you can pretty much see the past certain amount of time. We also have our new compliance health area, which is going to keep you up to date on your current location FFL license. So you can always make sure that it's not expired, or when it's a month from being expired, it'll turn yellow just to let you know, hey, it's time. We have a few other ones that are going to be coming soon, like your local sync, which is going to be where it connects to the Core FFL sync app, which is not the Chrome extension. That's the one that goes on your computer that does the cloud backup to your local drive. We're going to add a way in here where you can see that, when was the last time it synced? Was it successful? That way, right from here if you're compliant or not. Same thing. If you have delays, it'll say it right here if you're waiting on something. One of Tony's big things is that, everyone should be doing a serial count periodically, whether that's every 60 days, 90 days, 6 months. That's something that we can set for how often you want to do it. But this will, in that time frame, that'll turn red and let you know that, hey, it's time to do a serial count.
That is something that is so important. And us having a reminder here, I think, is really beneficial. It's one of the key, and I think Tony might be here as well, but I would say that's one of the key components to getting through an audit easily, right? Is if you make sure that you do a count. I would recommend it at least once a month, in the least once a quarter would be my recommendation, because it's important. And again, we make it pretty easy. You just have to go and scan your serial numbers. Actually, the new platform will have even an easier way to do it. But again, even right now within CoreStore, it's a very easy thing to do. So if you're not doing that right now on a regular basis, do yourselves a favor, put that in your calendars and start doing a serial count. It's essential. Mistakes happen. It's humans, right? So, maybe someone missed a receiving, and they got 6 guns but only received 5, right? So mistakes can happen. And if you can the sooner you can find them, the better for you and the easier for you.
For sure. So one of the things we tried to maintain when me and Tony were, really going through the planning stages of the new FFL module was we wanted it to be, no training required when your technicians or your staff are switching over to the new system. We wanted to make it to where, yeah, it's a lot prettier, it's a little fancier, but for the most part, everything kind of runs the same way, right? It's the same flow. So, if you notice a lot of things, it's very similar to what we have in CoreStore. A lot cleaner. We have some new filter options. We have new ways to do, columns and everything. We're trying to make sure that we just button everything up really well. But a very similar homey feel to, how CoreStore is now, but obviously dark mode too, which is awesome.
That's the main reason to switch.
Yeah.
Matteo, real quick, because people, they may not know where you can change that. Can you hit the dark mode, light mode?
Yeah, so it's just in the top toolbar. You can go to light mode.
Bam.
Ooh, bam.
Yeah. It is.
Now everyone's blind.
I adore dark mode, but some people like the light mode, I guess.
When I use whatever mode I'm in, I start liking it. So I'll switch to light mode and go, oh, this is kind of nice. And then I'll switch to dark mode and go, it's kind of nice. So I don't know. I think the whole dark light mode is just a thing in your head.
I think for me, I switch a lot depending on where I am too. If it's a lighter room, I'll usually switch into light mode so I'm not struggling to see it or anything, Whereas if it's a more darker room or it's nighttime, you're tired, dark mode's awesome.
Right.
There's no doubt about that. So, like I said, a lot of this is very similar to what you're used to now. But the biggest change we have is the kiosk and how the kiosk works. So you'll see here, you have the kiosk button. So what that does, and you guys can tell me, it pulled up another tab, right, on your screen?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, no, yeah, it did. We're sitting here.
Cool. So, the feel that you have now where you have a kiosk where they can come enter a code, we have the same functionality with the new kiosk. You can set this up on a tablet, on a computer, and let them just come and enter a code from a receipt. But we also have a new functionality where you can email or text them a link, because we now do geofencing. So what we can do is in settings, we can actually make it to where you can put your address of your store, and then you can set how far of a distance that you want it to go. So maybe you want, so many meters or whatever, right? And it'll geofence that 4473 to your location. So in order for them to access it on their phone, they have to be in your store. And that's something we've been asked about for probably over a year now, from a few different people. So that's going to be a really huge feature of it, to where people can just fill it out on their phone now if they want to. Now, I'm not going to do
That's
that.
huge. Being able
That's
to
good.
use your own device, just from
Yeah.
a privacy standpoint, from a convenience standpoint, and again, it's important to the main setup from a compliance standpoint is you've got to geofence it, right?
Yeah.
Because legally, you cannot have your customer walk out your door and fill out that 4473.
What about if you're at a trade show, or not a trade, but a gun show?
You would just change your geofence.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
it's just that easy. You just
Yep.
change your address to the gun show, and they can fill it out there.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yep, exactly.
That is
And the
amazing.
geofencing has its own address and everything, so you don't have to like, go change your company address to like match the
so it's
the
just
show
the
or anything. Yes,
geofence.
you can set it to what address you want it to geofence to. So you can change it as much as you need to. We may even look into adding a way to, add, to where like, hey, are you at a gun show? You can add a secondary address to or something. That way, maybe you have a store. You don't want them not be able to do it while you're at the trade show. So maybe that's something me and Tony will talk about, and we'll figure out a way to do that just to make it really
we might be able to leverage the locations, Matt, on that.
True.
And we can maybe allow, just setting up a gun show location, which will have limited functionality per se. But that way we're not, you don't have to pay an extra license for that, which has been, typically what we do. We typically let people set up a secondary gun show location, because a lot of people the best thing to do for gun shows, just from a business standpoint, is to transfer the firearms to a different location. That way you're tracking exactly what you're taking to the show. And again, transfers are really easy. You just scan the guns, transfer them to the other location, and then you go to the gun show and you sell out of that location. You geofence that location separately. And then, when you come back, you just transfer the guns back in. That's the best practice. And we can we can definitely enhance the locations. We actually now have different types of locations that you can designate in the system. So
no, that's perfect. So quick easy way is now you don't necessarily have to go find the sale receipt if you want to pull it up in the kiosk. You can just grab the code from here, go over, enter the code, and it's going to pop you right into your 4473. Kiosk does have light and dark mode now. So
nice.
And what we did was it resets every time to there's a way to set if you want light or dark mode, and it'll reset back to that every time. That way it's not dependent on like the last customer, right? So every time you finish a 4473 and it goes back to that enter a code screen, it'll revert back to whatever you set it to. That way you don't have light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. It stays how you want it to, but the customers can change it if they want to. We did, besides just a really good general cleanup, we have the same flow going. We have the same steps for the most part. We do have the license scan feature now. So you can scan a license, it'll grab all the information, and then it'll start populating it into the remainder of the form, which is a huge difference from, and another thing that we've been asked for a really long time is, can we make it to where they can, scan an ID when doing 4473s? So, now that's, extremely simple to do, and they can literally just go ahead and do it just like that. So
they can use their device to scan their driver's license.
Yep, exactly. So all they do is they hit scan license, and they would just scan it from here, and it'll just pop up all the information. They can select what they want to use, and then it'll just automatically pre-populate everything. And then they can just continue moving on through the form. But
this is huge.
Just a lot.
Just the time savings.
Yeah.
Huge
time saver. At the end of the day, a lot of the problems we see compliance wise is where, stores may not be checking against licenses or whatever form of ID they give you as well as they should. They're busy, whatever. And then obviously, people just are really bad at entering stuff sometimes. So, they'll fill out 3 4473s and they'll enter their address differently in every single one. So if we give them the way where they can scan their license, at least the main data, we know it's going to match the license. So it's going to make things a lot quicker, a lot easier. So the big, a big thing you see probably is it's just a lot cleaner, the entire thing. Whether you're in light or dark mode, it's super clean. Everything is right where you want it. There's no scrolling. Everything is there.
Yeah, that's really nice. Simple.
Yeah, and then so we
is what
also
customers
added
need.
a review screen.
A
which we never
review,
had before.
nice.
So this way, your customer can go through, they can review all their information before they hit submit. Because, you know, before you would just type everything out, you go all the way through, and they have no way to review what they entered. The idea is hopefully this will help catch things that they would have, you know, maybe they misspelled their name, maybe they only put one T, right? But it needs to match. So hopefully this does help them in, you know, staying more compliant and being able to verify information a lot quicker. And, you know, if you notice on every section has its own edit button, all you got to do is just click that. It'll take you right back to that section. And, you know, if you need to change, you know, whatever you need to change, you need to change a qualifying question, it'll take you right back to it. And then you can just go right back through and, you know, make sure everything looks good again. Sign, and you're done.
Beautiful.
So, you know, we're hoping that that's a lot better flow for everyone. You know, obviously, as we start letting people use it, we'll definitely, you know, take any advice people want, you know, anything they want to give us on, you know, enhancements we can make to make it better. But, you know, from our testing and stuff, I think we've done a really good job at trying to make it a quicker, easier, more user-friendly experience.
That is awesome. Anything else you wanted to highlight? Did you want to just touch on qualifying events? What that is, just for those.
Yeah,
who
so
may not
qualifying
know?
events is something that we added to both Core Store as well as this new platform. And basically what it is so if you're at a gun show, you know, you have that section in section C that you have to fill out. Right? So what a qualifying event does is it allows you to select and pre-populate. So say you're going to, you know, some gun show. You don't have to continuously keep entering all the information every single time. You can just grab it, select it.
That's awesome.
It'll populate it for every one. You can maintain different ones. You know, that way, maybe you're going to go back in 6 months. You don't have to, you know, delete it, overwrite it. You can just keep creating new ones. You can go in and edit them, whatever you need to do to make it easier. There's no limit to how many you can have. But it's kind of just like, you know, it's something we've been asked for a while too, but it's just a quality of life enhancement just to like speed up. And, you know, is you know, it's not like entering, you know, 10 fields is going to take you tons of time, but if you sell 50 guns throughout the day, that's a lot of times, you know?
100%.
So that's kind of, you know,
100%.
one of the things we really wanted to focus on is any little, you know, things that we've gotten from clients before like that, trying to get them added before we release this. So that, you know, when this comes out, all these suggestions that we've got are there.
Yeah.
That's been one of the biggest things that I've heard since I've been here. I think Dean had a great idea for that too. I don't know if you guys can see chat, but using the geofence location on the qualifying events, even.
That's a good idea.
That is a good idea.
Yeah.
Actually, and if that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe even being able to put a date on that qualified event, because then automatically we could store that geofence, because they may go to the, you know, to the event, but they may still have someone at the store. So in that case, you want kind of 2 geofences.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. The new kiosk and the ability to give customers their ability to use their own device, it's 10 times more important at gun shows, because you're trying to get people, you know, people are just bombarding you and you just want everyone, you know, be able to service everyone. And there's only so many tablets you can bring. Right. And then you've got to worry about charging stuff and all of that, and being able to use the new kiosk for the, you know, just trade shows and gun shows and whatever you may go to. I think that's huge. So that's looking really good. Awesome. Well, super exciting. I know that's not released today, but we are super close. And again, anyone, just let us know if you want to help try it out, help test it. I know we already have a short list of some customers, but you know, if you're here and you're devoting your time to listen to us, the least we can do is, you know, give you in return some early access. So just let us know. And
I think we're going to start probably trying to get people on early access Monday.
Awesome.
Next week, if we've got a few people that, from here that want to do it, I think we're at a point where we're ready to start getting people in. Let it be early access for a couple weeks, and then by the end of the month, we'll have it live for everyone.
That's fantastic. So this is a good lead-in, Okie, because as we have everyone using the new system, look at Okie's face. He's like, Ezra, what are you up to? No, but seriously, first and foremost, Josh, I was thinking it would be good to show everyone how to enter a suggestion, as they're using the new system. Do you mind showing everyone how they can enter a suggestion? That would be a great thing to show.
Absolutely. Sorry, I was trying to share it in a different program. My screen in a different program. 1 second.
Hey, if you have your cat may open, you should close it. It's a resource hog.
That's what I did have open.
Yeah, you should literally close it because your resources. Yeah, you should just exit the virtual office.
Hey guys.
Down now.
All right. Just if you want to try that,
go ahead,
just shoot me an email if you want to try it, because I see a lot of you saying you'd like to try, and I'll get that information over to Matteo.
Well, you can do that. You can also put into our chat your service request. You can
that's even
put
better.
in a request.
That's even better.
Because
you're going to do what Okie's going to show you right now.
Well, we'll show you two things, right?
Okay. You ready, Okie?
All right. I am ready.
All right.
So I'll show both ways here, but one way you guys can go ahead and start a new request is just in the portal section, which I'm sure you all, when you submit a request right now, we close it, you get a email that allows you to view your requests on a portal, but there's the start new request button. And down
so wait,
here,
wait. How did you even get here? You're on the CoreWare
so
website?
I went to coreware.app/portal. So under customer care on our CoreWare website, there's the customer portal here, and that's going to bounce me into another tab.
Perfect. So that's what we should show.
Yep. So right on our website, you can go ahead and hit that. You'll see here, there's a suggestion
box.
Hey, Josh,
I know you're a newbie at this, but just a little tip. You can maximize your screen so we don't have to see all your entire desktop and stuff. But just saying, that green little button. There you go.
I'm still a Mac noob. I don't think I've ever used that button yet. So thank you.
Wow. There you go. You learn something new every day.
Absolutely. So
it's the new magical button. Hit the green button.
It's great. It's definitely nice to have it be full screen instead of working on a little screen. On the portal, you guys can see the suggestion box. So this will actually show every suggestion from clients that have been shared with us, or even our own internal suggestions. So you can go ahead and read, and you can upvote or downvote suggestions, so we can see what is pertinent to our users. Now, if you guys want to submit a suggestion, you can either go to the suggestion box and hit submit suggestion, and this just takes you right to it. You don't even have to select the request type. Otherwise, if you're just in normal requests here, when you hit start new request, you're going to see different options. So you see a bunch here that I have access to because I'm an employee, but you guys will see, just the suggestions and the customer facing request types. So you go ahead and click on suggestion and fill this out and submit it. And that just comes right into our suggestion inbox.
So just to be clear, suggestions is what we want in suggestions is, if you think of an idea or you're using the new system, and I know many of you have used our feedback module before. Now it's called suggestions, right? But if you want to request access, early access, you can just put a request in. And again, that's right from the customer portal. And you can just click on new request, and it will give you a choice of the basic customer request, just like you're entering a normal ticket for us. And we'll make sure we'll get that routed to Matt, so he adds you to the short list if you want access to early access to the FFL module.
Absolutely. Now there is another way, Ezra, and how do I? Don't laugh at me. All right, never mind. I figured it out. I was going to ask how I minimize that. So the other side is um, just on our site in general. Here you go.
Thank you.
Coreware.com, or even inside your. Oh, actually, maybe our chat widget isn't on there. So let me just show you. Oh, there it is.
It is.
Our,
it is.
Our right from your core store. In general, you guys see the chat widget in the bottom. Once again, you can go ahead. Let me just open this up here real quick. And we'll verify that. So once again, you go ahead and just hit start new request, and you'll see your CoreWare support one. You can go ahead and submit that, if you're requesting early access, but you'll see the suggestion box is down here at the bottom for you guys. So you guys can go ahead and submit it either from the chat widget or from the portal itself. Yeah, and that's really it as far as submitting a request to us. Oh, and I do want to point this out. We used to have one called billing question, guys, and people were putting in support cases for customer billing. I switched that so it's your CoreWare billing, so it's nice and clear for everyone. So this is if you have questions on your billing with us.
Perfect.
All right.
That's perfect. So Okie, I think this is really important for everyone because, again, we have in the audience, we have some people that have already delved into a lot of the platform, but I think we have some of the attendees that haven't. And I think this is a good point to explain just from a high level what everyone just saw, that service module that's available for everyone to use for your own business, right? So that's really important. So even the suggestion, even setting up suggestion, what I call a suggestion box, just because I'm old school, but being able to set up your actual customer service portal, it's all built into the new platform. And one of the things I wanted you to show everyone is this whole concept of the customer portal, because our customers can set up a customer portal for their customers. So I was hoping you could show us where that's set up really quick. And for those of you who don't know anything, you haven't been exposed to the new service module, we've got some really good webinars that Josh did, including he did one, I think it was last week, which was a phenomenal webinar, and he went into a lot of details on setting up the service module. So we're not going to talk about that. And actually, this last one that he did, because part of the service module is your work order system, right? Because if you think about it, your service module, whether you're servicing a customer who bought something online from you, whether you're servicing a customer who bought something at the store, or whether you're servicing someone who brought an item in to be repaired or to be customized, it's all falls under just what we call a customer request. At the end of the day, a customer request is a customer request is a customer request. So from a CoreWare standpoint, if you're having a problem in CoreStore, it's no different than you having a problem with the payment terminal, right? The only difference is the payment terminal, I may need you to send it back to us so we can do a replacement, right? It's a work order, right? Or we may need to repair it and send it back, etc. So really what we did with the whole new core platform is we've tried to simplify business processes as much as possible. And our goal is for you to be able to run your entire business in one single platform. That is the goal of CoreWare, and that is where we're heading towards. And you'll see a lot of pieces of that in this specific webinar if you haven't seen the previous ones. But just to touch on the service module, just briefly, if we can specifically talk about the customer portal, I think that would be really relevant.
Yeah, absolutely. So as Ezra was saying, the biggest thing we wanted to.
Who is Icky Key? Okie. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Okie.
I
All right.
changed
Is that
the
your new
name and
nickname?
never changed it back. So, so as Ezra was saying, the big thing with this module is, it can be used in all aspects, whether it's just a general inquiry on a website, a customer has a question on a product, maybe they have an order question, an FFL question, whatever you want to expose to the customer to send you inquiries on. And I want to hit on something Dean asked. You mentioned at one time that work orders may be combined or integrated with this new service module. You're absolutely correct. All it is a work order, is a request type, and there's a little flag on it that says is work order. You turn that on, and that opens up the work order tab for you. So this way,
can you go ahead and show everyone where to
oh
create?
yeah,
Because again, the work order
absolutely.
system is released, everyone, so it is available for you to use. Right? I'm correct on that, right, Josh?
So it is out there. There are obviously, it's beta, so we're working through some things with testing that's coming in. But work orders are turned on. They will write back to your old. So the big thing about work orders is it's not going to pull over your legacy data into this system. It's completely separate as far as that aspect, but it does write over the suspended sale if you create it here. It makes the bound book entries, all of that good stuff. So the only thing is the work orders themselves and your statuses aren't transferring back and forth. They are two completely independent systems because we've rolled that over into request, if that makes sense to everyone. So to kind of show you how this works is under settings, you have the option for request types here. Now you can see I have technical issues, billing questions, general support, and work order. So what is different between these request types? So if we take a look at work order, you'll see right here, work order settings, enable work order mode. This is turned on. So this tells the system, hey, anytime you select this request type, it's a work order. Now, what does that do? That opens it up to allow you to add inventory items to the request, add parts and service labor. So really, it's just an intelligent way to differentiate between your different request types, much like the suggestion box. So when you turn on the suggestion box type, that will be, so basically what that does is that separates these requests, and you have different tabs. All your regular requests go to your requests, work orders go to work orders, and then you have a suggestion box tab also. So that's kind of a high level overview on that. Now, how do customers submit these to you? What does that look like? So back in the configuration, there's a few different options. So underneath website integrations, and I've made some changes just this last week to this. So a lot of this might be new for people since we've had some customers using this. I've got some good
This is exactly why I wanted you here. So because I knew there was some new stuff. Yeah. And some really good things.
Yeah. So under our customer portal, if you simply want to see what this looks like, you can go ahead and hit the little pop-out tab here, and that'll open a new tab for us. Now, this is my testing site. So, actually I'm logged in. So great. So you can see your request, all of that information, as far as, okay, now I want to type back, send them. You can go ahead, hit message and send that back. You can see I was testing our new screenshot feature also. So I have some attachments in there. But the big thing is on your portal, you're going to be able to do a few different things. You can share purchase history with your clients so they can log in and see, okay, here's the gunsmithing labor that I've bought 3 times. You can see the total spent, their average order amount. When you expand the purchases, you'll be able to see what sales or what finalized invoices those purchases were on. And soon you'll be able to reprint the invoice from here. Same thing with your invoices and your subscriptions. So the invoices itself, we're going to write back. You can see that I have 3 unpaid invoices here with the total. When you hit view details, you'll be able to see the items. And if there was any payments, whether it's cash, credit, etc., you'll see the payment records available there also. So that's kind of, what the customer will see on their side. Under the home screen, you'll be able to, start a new request, make a payment, view that. Actually, I might have to make a payment out. I do not have that linked up yet, guys, so this will not work. So I'll put coming soon on that and get that changed. But back inside the actual setup, this is something that's very simple, Ezra. You can actually hit the advanced settings here. It will allow you to use your basic styling or a branding kit. But if you use the basic styling, you'll be able to select whether it's a light or dark mode. So if I click dark mode here and we go back over, I might have to hit save. I can't remember. Yeah, I have to hit save first, but it'll change the back to dark mode for you. I do not like dark mode. I'm one of the minority, I believe. So, but you also can easily change. Okay, I want to upload a branded logo, or I want to use the branding logo, or upload my old logo for the login page. Change your colors. But you can see I have Joshy and Marshall are cutie pies as my title here. Embarrassing. I'm sorry for that. So we'll say, this is Josh's test store, and browse your data, whatever you want to put. Then you also have the option, what do you want to show the customer and expose to them? Do you want them to see their requests, their payments, their subscriptions, invoices, etc.? So you can really tailor this to what you're using it for. So if you're not allowing customers to submit requests, you can turn that off and they won't be able to, and it will just show their payments, their invoices, subscriptions, etc. But here is the information for your website. So if you're using CoreForce, guys, you can come in here and you can go ahead and grab the iframe and embed it on your site. You can create a button link where it just, takes it, you put that link in, it creates a button and it takes it right to your page.
Let me interrupt here. So nobody listening or watching this, except maybe a couple of people, would know what to do here. So just FYI, we'll be adding a button to add this to your CoreForce site, so you don't have to do anything. You don't have to read HTML, and no technical expertise required. We already have embedded this where you can hit a button and the embedded. Yeah, so we'll talk about that in a second here, because that's one of the big releases that we did. Is we've got our website module released, and Witz is here and he's going to give you some really good information on the new website module. But the beauty is if you're maintaining your website within the new CoreWare platform, you can just click a button, but we'll also have a quick button for being able to embed this into your CoreForce site, so you don't have to copy and paste HTML code and try to figure out where to put that. So we're going to make it as easy as possible for everyone.
Absolutely. And just like that, like the chat widget, add to CoreWare website. So that button's there. We'll work on the CoreForce one, and the same thing with the chat widget, guys. Actually, I don't know if I didn't show this either. So you actually have you can change your welcome text, your subtitle, your header. Once again, you can change the coloring, the icon that you want it to appear on your widget. But one thing you can do now is you can set your service hours. So if you set those hours and someone comes to your chat widget, you actually have an offline message when it's outside those business hours, and that appears right above the chat widget. But now let's say, you guys are, we're going to have a meeting, Ezra, us and the support staff. And you don't want to have to go in here, change the hours, update the business right from your agent view. Sorry, your ops center view. Don't know why I called it agent view.
That was your original name.
Oh,
and I killed it.
I was like,
that's so boring for what it does.
Yeah. So right over here on the right, we have a little message icon in your view, and you actually can just go ahead and show offline message and put in whatever you want right on the fly and save it. So that's just quick. Hey, we're on lunch break, or we're having a meeting. We'll be back to you as soon as possible. So nice, easy.
Let me. I'm going to interrupt you again, because this is so important. So again, part of the new platform is you can set yourself up with a chat for your website that literally is maintained. You've got complete control over what it does. You can choose what type of requests come in. And let's I'd love to hear from everyone that's on this call, how cool would it be for your chat agent to be able to, and again, we all have seen the AI chats and they're pain in the ass sometimes. We're actually, I believe we've come up with a good way to integrate the AI chat without making it obnoxious. So you'll see that next week on the CoreWare site, where when you go to chat with us, if you're waiting, you can talk to Corey if you choose, right?
Correct.
So and that's for us. What we're trying to do is, the new platform, AI is throughout this platform. You haven't even seen 10% of what we're unleashing here. But what's important for us is we want to make sure that AI is a choice, right? Whether it's for your customers or for you, right? It's a choice, right? Because none of us like to think, that's why our tagline, right, is, operate your business like a boss. You're the boss, right? These are just robots that work for you. How cool would it be for you, customer, I'm talking to the audience, to be able to just literally have the AI in your chat, where a customer is just, how many times a day do you get a call or a chat asking, where's my order? What's the status on my order, right? So if you can eliminate 50% of those requests, right? Meaning you've got an intelligent agent that can respond to those questions. That's huge, right? So just a little bit of a preview of, what's literally right around the corner. And when I say right around the corner, it's right around the corner. And that's just a small example, right, of your ability to leverage, again, from an AI standpoint. And what's different here is Corey knows your business, right? ChatGPT does not know your business. You'd have to feed it a ton of data.
And would you
OpenClaw.
want to do that?
Writing all about OpenClaw, right? OpenClaw, it's a whole lot of work, right? Not knocking it. It's phenomenal, right? For what it can do. It's super powerful. It's the fastest GitHub project ever in the history of mankind. The adoption rate, but now there's 17 million other OpenClaws coming out, right? But at the end of the day, if something doesn't have context, and if you have to do a whole lot of work, it's not as good as being able to just sit in one environment and leverage a tool that already knows everything about your business. So the chat widget, it's really powerful. So again, that's part of that whole new service module. And you can implement the chat widget, the service module, the work orders, you can start using all of that. You can start using immediately. One of the nice things too is in your service, I hate to have you bring back your screen, Josh, but just really quick, because I think you added some really cool analytics lately. Recently.
Let me get that back up here real quick.
I don't know if you don't mind.
This one. All right. So if we go back here, let's just go back into backend and go to service. So there's been, all right, sorry, I'm on my local right now still, so it's a little slow. But if we go back in the service here, there's an analytics section. So there's quite a few different, oh, it's loading. I couldn't see the bar.
That's what happens when you use your local.
Yeah, I could have probably just showed on our live too. And it will have a lot more data, but not the work order stuff, since we haven't put any work orders through yet.
Yeah, the work order stuff is really cool.
Maybe.
It's okay. Everyone can take a coffee break while we wait. Maybe RA can tell us a story.
All right. Hey, RA, I just saved you. Just loaded. So under the analytics section of the service module, there's going to be a couple different, obviously different analytics for you guys, from your request types to, response times and some other cool features. So if we take a look here, I'm just going to switch this to all teams. And let's see. All right. So, and I'm only doing the last 30 days. So you get an overview of your business. You know, how many current open requests do you have? How many were created in this period? So just some general information for the overview. One thing that I really like is the heat map. And I know you've used this in another area. I think you have it in sales for your sales heat map.
Yeah,
but
we just added
what,
it to sales. We haven't shown that yet, but yeah.
oh, sorry.
No, I don't
But
care. I mean, this isn't. It's the sales module hasn't been released till now, which
okay.
is again, we'll talk about that in a second. But it's also in the employee module as well. So when you schedule out employees, and I might cover
that's
that,
right.
maybe not. You can look at the heat map to see your coverage, right, based on your employee schedules. So
And that would
heat
be
maps are really helpful.
perfect. Well, you take your heat map from your employee schedule, you take your
Yeah.
heat map from here, lay it over each other, and let the AI do the work and say, we need to beef up scheduling at these days and times. So
Hey, someone put
this
in a request. We should just do that for them. We should literally layer the two and
on
have a
top of each
feature
other.
to layer these two. Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
be nice.
We should actually, that would be helpful for us, quite frankly,
Absolutely.
to see if we have
I'll
proper coverage during the busiest times.
I'll make a note here too. Layer heat map.
Yeah, make a note.
Oh, hold on.
You
I'll
could
make
use
a
the
note.
note. You could use the note, although you don't want to exit your screen. I recommended. Oh, you messed it up.
I click.
I was
let me go
trying to
back.
save you. Hey, since you're on here, oh, well, it came back really quick. I was going to buy you some time, but that little icon. So wait, I do want to stop for a second. This is really important. So we're going to, I hereby name this, don't do the Okie. Okay, don't do the Okie. So what does that mean? I want everyone in this webinar to remember that. Don't do the Okie. We need a shirt with. Don't do the Okie.
No.
So what's the Okie? The Okie is, Ezra, I've never hit that green button that's on every freaking window on my Mac. Right? Don't do that. Hit every button on here, guys. It's right in front of you. There are gems hidden throughout this whole system. It's gem after gem after gem. Click away. So really quick, since it came back quick, we have an entire notebook application that you have access to. And the notebooks, if you've heard of Notion, if you've heard of Evernote, was one that I used many years ago. It was one of the first notebook tools. If you're looking at, Google, I don't know, there's a Note Keeper, I think is one of Google's, and then they have the new LLM one, and then you've got Apple with its notebooks. But how nice is it to just have your notebooks right in your business system, and your notebooks that you can share with your employees if you want, or you can keep notebooks private. So the icon at the top, right next to the CoreWare logo, it's not the graduation cap, which is our learning center, but the book, which looks like a notebook, right? Open notebook, and ton of features here. What you can do, because it's not just simple notes. You've got all kinds of blocks that you can create, whether it's a list, if you want to bring in a PDF file, if you want to have formatted text, so you have a nice header, and then you can actually share notes, notebooks, and you can create collections of notebooks. So again, I don't want to veer off too much on this, but my whole point is don't be afraid. You can't break it. If you break it, that means we have a bug, and you just report that to us. But this is an example of where Josh has been maintaining release notes, which we need to get everyone to start filling these release notes in. So Josh, good job on that.
May I add something real quick? For any of you out there that are using the Progressive Web app, right? If you saved your the coreware.app, you saved that.
Yeah, Joel, can you stop right there? Because this is really important, what you're saying. So Okie, can you go back to show your entire desktop? Can you minimize that so we can see your address bar?
Sorry, I don't know how to just switch it from entire screen to, or tab to
Oh, you're
entire
okay.
screen right there. All right. So now it should be my full screen.
Yes. So, okay, now Joel, if you can tell everyone what you're talking about, because people don't they don't know what PWA means or whatever any of that means.
Yeah. So for all of you out there, you would be on the, obviously, the coreware.coreware.app. You would hit the 3 dots in the top right.
Or you can hit the icon that Okie was on. Either one works.
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know that. So
Open as app. Yeah, but show under the 3 dots where it is too.
Yeah, go down to share.
I don't know why
Oh, wow.
Chrome hit it. So
Cast, save,
yeah,
share.
right. Cast,
Am I
save, share.
Am I blind?
Right above where your mouse is. Right above
There
more.
it is.
Yeah.
And then you would save.
Since I have it
No, you
saved
just-
as an app, you probably don't see it.
Yeah, you open in
that's right.
CoreWare. He already has
Right
it
here.
set up. So
Okay.
yeah, there'll be a choice there, or you can hit the icon. But if you
So-
can show everyone what that does, Okie, when you do that, yeah, there you go.
So now what I would like to do really quick, that would help us all. Okie, I mean, we know you're on a Mac, but can you go up and hit File right next to CoreWare? See New Window? So you can have multiple instances open, so you don't have to worry about, oh, my notes went away. So you can keep your notes open, but you can also keep any other, modules that you normally use and you don't like moving away from. You can have multiples open. I just wanted to do that because I know we were like,
you can do this on Windows and on the Mac, right? So
how do you do it on Windows? Because I don't.
It's Chrome. It's the same way. It's
Okay.
in Chrome. So either in the address bar on the right side, you'll see Save as App or Install as App.
Okay.
There's a little icon, or you go to the 3-dot menu under Cast, Save. What was it? Cast, Save, and Share.
Yeah.
You'll see it install as an app, and then you can save this into your. Again, if you're running Windows, you save it as a shortcut. If you're running on a Mac, you can save it in the dock. Again, we're at CoreWare. We're all Mac users at this point. Mac can run Windows as well. For those of you who may not know this, but the nice thing with Macs is they're very stable. They don't use as many resources, so you don't typically suffer as many crashes. But it's really nice to have, especially your notebook, your operations center. Just having those as just literally applications running on your desktop.
Yeah.
It's a whole different experience and works really, really well.
Yeah.
We designed the application to do that. So yeah, Joel, thanks for bringing that up. Yeah. Yeah, and I think we're all in the habit of, still going to the browser, even though I have my shortcuts and I have to keep reminding myself, no, Ezra, just go to the app. It's so much better. Yeah. So it's just old habits are hard to break. That's just in general. That's us as human beings. But it really is more convenient. It helps you focus better. So.
Absolutely. And I use it all the time, like you said, for the ops view, having that busted out as its own separate application, so I can just sit in my inbox all day and work through the rest of the program on the other side. So from here, just real quick to hit on these, I know we got a lot to get through, but in the analytics, I mean, you get different breakdowns. So if you want to see, like your work orders, I have 5 that are in estimate. I have 3 that are done, 2 in progress. You can break it out by type. So you can see, okay, general support, I have 5, work orders, I have 5, etc. So this is going to just give you a breakdown of your overall request, what statuses they're in, priorities. If you have categories like we do, such as, core store, etc., you'll see that broken out that way. By employee, this one's really powerful. It's going to give you, actual information on what each of your employees' workload looks like and where they're at in, maybe they're just technicians and they have 10 work orders and 3 of them are ready for pickup. You can easily see that at a glance. Under life cycle, this is just showing you your average time and what statuses that they're in. And if you have any kind of backlog, this has been in here for 7 to 14 days, something's wrong. There's, it's getting caught somewhere in its life cycle. So you can easily identify that. Now, feedback, this is going to be where you can see the feedback left by your customers. So you can see IKKI here left feedback for Jared Allen, letting them know. You can simply click the request to go right to that request. And then there's also a employee feedback option. So you can leave your employees can leave feedback on others' work on request. So maybe you need to know who's doing things correctly, who needs more training. So your employee can leave a comment on someone else's request and let them know, hey, you did this right, great job, or hey, you did this wrong, here's what you need to do, just to help kind of, as yourself police, I don't want to say, but hold everyone accountable into a certain standard so you guys can get everyone up to snuff on your team. The last few here, escalations. This simply shows how many tickets were escalated by agent. And what we have inside the system, I've covered this on one of the webinars, are tiers. You can establish tiers. So maybe you have your initial triage group that takes the incoming questions, and they get something that's more complex. They can hit escalate, and that'll go to a tier 2 agent, tier 3, etc., depending on how many tiers you set up. Now, this has caused me a little, oh, I'm not going to have anything in here. But the performance leaderboard is going to give you basically a breakdown by each of your employees, how much they are, their resolution rates, their response time. So if you guys set response times late, if a customer puts in a request, I want a response in 10 minutes, etc. So basically it's a leaderboard to just show you with some key performance indicators on how your technicians or how your customer service team is doing, and it will rank them on it. So it's kind of a gamification. Give the techs a little battle to see who can answer more questions, who has the better customer feedback rate, etc. And lastly, work orders. Now, work orders is going to show your total revenue, total billed, which is everything that is approved for work order by the customer. Your outstanding balance is everything billed minus your revenue. Well, not minus your revenue. Approved but unpaid. So everything that's been approved, but the customer hasn't made a payment towards that balance yet. Pending approval, I think this one's really important because this is going to show you all your work orders you have sitting there that are waiting for customers to approve. So it's basically your cash flow. Hey, I have $50,000 of work orders sitting there where the customer has not declined or approved that information. And then down here, you're going to have your cash flow, so you can see what was billed versus what's collected. You have your billed by category, so you can see your parts and labor, your revenue made by technician based off of their labor. I don't have any turnaround time or any completed in my testing. And then your outstanding balances. So I have 3 work orders that have been in here between 0 and 30 days that have a balance of $70 still. So that's pretty much it for the work order or the analytics and stuff for your service so far. Obviously, as I get more input on what's needed, I'll be adding more options for our users too.
That's awesome, Okie. So one last thing, I'll put you on the spot because we've had people just sitting here listening to you for so long. I'm thinking maybe it's time for us to reveal the Easter egg that you put in. Have we revealed that?
I don't think we have. I don't know.
Well, I don't even think the employees of CoreWare are familiar with this. So
I put out
do it slow. Make sure everyone can see.
I put out a message and I asked people to get back to me and let me know if they found it. And you're right, no one has. So
everyone, it's in what we call the Op Center, which is the screen that we're looking at. And Okie mentioned it before. The Op Center is the heart of your service, right? That's where you can easily see all the requests coming in, and you can see what requests you're assigned to, what requests are assigned to your whole team. You can see, you'll see on the left, side, there's a bunch of icons. And again, just click, it will tell you exactly what it does. Don't do an Okie, right? Just click away. It literally will tell you exactly what everything is, and you can configure things. On the bottom left, there's a gear icon where you can actually set it up. So if you only want to see what's assigned to you and you don't want to see everything that's open, you can do that. And again, this is the heart of your operation. This is where your customers are communicating with you. And we keep enhancing the Op Center because every one of our customer service employees is using the Op Center all day long. This is how they're communicating back to you, right? So this is what they see. Well, you can use this basically to communicate with your customers.
And not only that, I mean, Ezra, we use it for internally for admin stuff. So maybe you guys want an internal admin request where someone needs a new computer or someone needs Kleenexes, whatever. You guys can use it to track requests inside of your business too.
Yeah, I mean, many people are using things like Freshdesk or Zendesk, and literally you're paying a subscription fee for something that you do not need anymore. You literally do not need, period. There is no feature that I'm aware of that we don't have in here. And quite frankly, I think we've exceeded a lot of those platforms in many ways. So so we've got a little Easter egg here.
Oh, hold on. Dean wanted to see where, so Dean, at the top, everyone, I guess, at the top of your system, to get to that inbox, there's just a little inbox up here, and you can either open the Op Center completely or open it in a new tab. So you can get there, right from there. So basically, there's two views. I guess I didn't really cover that. So under your requests, this is what I just call, basically a ticket view. So you can see every request by a ticket view here, or the Op Center is more of your traditional inbox view. So they all flow the same way. You see one ticket in the ticket view or one ticket in this inbox Op Center view here. They both share the same information. So if you clicked on one here, you can see all the information that's in that other view is easily accessible for you right here on the right hand side too. So you have your details, the request number, who it's assigned to, the type, etc. But to show you guys our little Easter egg, so if you have no conversations, that means you're caught up with work, right? You have time to kill, you have stuff to do. Right down here, guys, if you navigate over this period, it's actually a crosshair. Go ahead and click on that, and you can play a game of Duck Hunt while you wait.
There you go. It's worth attending the webinar just for this.
I can't, but I'm bad. I can't hit those. There we go.
Dude,
I'm a little slow.
Yeah, you're.
They're more pigeons or something. I don't know. You can't use ducks in the dog. We'll be getting a call from Nintendo. So.
Yeah, I know. I love it, man. That is so cool.
So our priority on this is to create a leaderboard, and I don't know. We'll make this fun for everyone. So we'll create a CoreWare wide, meaning available to everyone, leaderboard on this. That's the next step, Okie. I need you to focus on that.
I will focus. It is on my list of tasks. But,
raise it to urgent. I'm
absolutely.
Just kidding.
But Dean, you had a question. If a customer wants to put in a request, where do they go and where do they make that happen? I covered this a little earlier. You might have been gone, but if you want to get requests flowing on your site, under settings, and then website integrations, you have your options for your customer portal, your chat widget. You'll see the advanced settings. And you can go ahead and, we'll have a button in here to add to Core for us. Right now, it's just your CoreWare website, which I know Witz is going to talk about here. But I know, you just come in here and grab your embed option that you want to use and put that on your site for now. And then that chat widget will be available.
For now, Dean, if you need help with that, just submit a request to us and just let us know that you need to put that on your CoreForce website. Yep. and we'll take care of it for you. And again, I highly encourage everyone watch there's literally 2 webinars that Okie and Joel did, and I was out. They were very thankful for that because this way they didn't last, very long. Although I think you guys the first one was probably 2 hours. I know the second one was only an hour, but literally 3 hours of good training. So let's make sure we include the links to those, Joel, when we actually, on our YouTube description for this. But yeah, we should link those.
Also, you can, because I know some of these may be a little long. We're getting to where we're time stamping them. So if you just scroll down to the description, you should see some basic outlines or time stamps where you can kind of jump to whatever it is that you want to watch.
Cool. Awesome. So I want to segue, and I'm going to prep this up because we're going to have Wits talk twice, just because I want to give him a break in between. So what I want to look at next, and this is very important. So we've been talking about the marketing module since we started with this platform, right? It's the first module we released. And it's been growing and evolving and getting a whole lot better. We put out a very short video, or Wits put out a very short video yesterday. And Wits, I figured maybe you can start with just showing everyone on the marketing module anything that's new, but specifically, I think just showing the deliverability tools that we just added, and then also the templates, because I think we now have some really nice templates, if I'm not mistaken, in the email tool, hopefully.
Yeah. Okay. Let me share my screen.
I'm coming. Sorry.
Are you talking to the audience, Joel?
Yeah, I was on I can't find any of our videos. Like, I was looking at YouTube. I was going to share some links.
So Iran warned everyone that starting today, they're going to start hitting the tech companies. Have we been hit?
I don't see. I'm not going to say anything. I'm probably doing it wrong, but we literally have one video.
Wow. I think you're looking at the wrong channel, but that's okay.
No, no, we've got all of our live ones, but
these were the live
video
ones
that Wits made.
Oh, the coreBLAST.
Yeah, the little short one, and I don't.
Yeah.
If I find it, I'll drop it in the comments. I'm gonna find out where all of our stuff is. I'm coming back to get Wits' screen up.
Yeah, no worries.
Bam.
There you go. All right. Let's get started with the upgraded, I would say, upgraded email module inside the marketing module. So nothing changed much in the dashboard, but when you click the create email button, you're still given 2 options, from scratch and basic layout. We still have basic layout templates for now, but I want to show you something when you create something from scratch. Because if you notice, if you've been here before, you'll notice that we've upgraded the UI of the builder. So the left side, everything is cleaner. Everything is easier to find now. You don't need to scroll down to see the other elements of the email builder. It's easier to add columns, different columns, and then if you want to add your content, it's also very easy to do that. Now, the biggest upgrade we did is over here in the upper right side of the screen. If you'll see this kind of small but very powerful feature is the client preview button. But before I do that, let me just type stuff just so you know it's easier to appreciate. Maybe I should go back and just go back and get one of our old templates, old drafts. So in the upper right side of the screen, you'll see a client preview feature. So what this will show you is the different, how the email will look across the different popular, at least the top 5 email providers out there, which is Apple, Gmail, Outlook, Yahoo, Samsung, in order actually. So Apple currently right now is controlling the huge chunk of market share in terms of email clients, and then Gmail with next, and then Outlook, Yahoo, Samsung. So just a quick trivia there. But you'll also be able to see what it looks like on mobile. And then there is a smart fix button here. Let me just mess this up real quick, just so you have an idea of what I am showing you. So if something's messed up in your email, you'll be able to see that at the bottom of this window here. And then instead of you going back to fix the actual email, we added the smart fix button, which will consolidate all the different issues that your email has. And then you just apply the fix to all the emails. And then it's good to go. You are ready to send it out. There's no need for you to adjust it anymore. It just works. It just magically works. So across all the top, at least the top 5 email providers, this client preview smart fix button feature will be able to help you out in making sure that your email looks and is delivered the way you want it to look and deliver. We also added a version history. So in case you have multiple people working on an email, you can, every time you hit the save button, it will create a version of this particular email. So you'll be able to revert. Yeah, go ahead.
So if they're on here, and let's say they leave this page, do they lose all of their work? Do they need to manually hit save before they leave?
No, there's an autosave feature, but in order for you to trigger the version, you need to hit the save.
Gotcha. Button. Okay. Yeah. I'm paranoid anyway. Anytime I see something like that, I'm constantly hitting save. So I'd have like 5,000 versions of one email.
Probably. But that's okay. I mean, at least the work is safe.
Better safe than sorry.
Better safe than sorry. That's right. As usual, left side would be your elements. Middle part would be your canvas, and the right side would be the different properties depending on where you click, on what element you select in the canvas. So it will change accordingly, right? Now, let's go to the configure page. because the configure page, we also added a bunch of stuff here. You still have your client view, button here, and then you also have a personalization view, which you will be able to test different contacts. For example, let's choose Ezra. So if you notice, it became Ezra because this is actually a tag, a first name tag. So it's just a way for you to test if the personalization tags you've set on the email works, and for you to see what it looks like when Ezra receives the email. There's also, we also added a spam score checker. So the spam score checker, there's a certain criteria that, scores your email. As long as you're 10 out of 10, then you're good to go. If there's an 8 out of 10 and 9 out of 10, you can still send it, but we highly recommend that you go back and change the recommended item that you need to change. It will tell you what to change if you see something that a bit off. Let's say you're using certain words that are not nice, or let's say you're adding too many emojis or you're adding too many exclamation marks. Those are usually the things that email providers like Gmail or Yahoo or even Outlook, they look at the content of your email. If it has all those things, then it will likely, move your email from inbox to spam. So you have your spam score checker. We also added a link validator, so it will check links and making sure that there are no, broken links. And then the checklist, in order for you to send out emails, we've kind of cleaned it up. So, year 2, where you're sending it from. One thing we also added is the subject line analyzer. So it will give you feedback in real time based on, let's say, the subject line that you put. Yeah. So at least I know, okay, this is a good length, 32 characters. It just gives you the information, because sometimes you get excited, you just send buy now, and then it's too short, and then all these different providers will again send your email to spam. We also added a send time optimizer. So with this one, depending on your industry, there's actually a best time, best suggested time when to send out emails. So let's say, for example, today, if you're in the e-commerce and retail space, the best time to actually send out emails is on a Thursday, 8 p.m. It also kind of checks your, and as you grow, as time goes on, right, it will be more intelligent. It will be able to understand the engagement of your audience, and then this will become smarter. So people are engaging more on a Monday on a 11 a.m. It will be able to tell you that. So yeah, I think that's the update for quality of life updates for email. But for me, I think the biggest update would be the client preview, because it just fixes many of the issues that our customers are going through, even with our previous marketing platform, right? With this one, it kind of fixes 90% of the formatting issues, especially when you have people that are sending to Outlook still, or Yahoo.
That's huge.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Which, what about do we now have some pre-built templates for everyone?
we do have layouts. It's not
layouts. Okay.
Yeah, it's not pre-built templates, but we will we will see many of our nice looking templates. Oh, we do have, but we don't have the preview. We'll add the preview probably by tomorrow or Friday, but basically we do have the templates. Let me share my screen again. So under templates, you can actually preview different the available templates. So these are all free. You're free to use any of them. Obviously, you can customize them according to your brand. And then, for example, a welcome email. You can even use this, set it up so it looks like your own brand. And then a welcome email is something you can always use later on when you talk about, some of the other features that we'll be discussing in this webinar. Yeah, so we have templates available. You can check them out. It's just we'll add a preview,
Awesome.
a preview image. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Whit. So I think that leads us into what's very important from a marketing standpoint is providing the ability to create a journey, not just a single email, right? That's probably the most
Yes.
important thing from a marketing standpoint. So, all right, I'll share my screen now. Now RA can get really nervous because this is what RA's been working on. So, first and foremost, everyone will now see a company module. So that hasn't been there before. It's there now. And when you click it, there's a few things, and we'll be expanding this quite a bit. But first and foremost, we've got settings. And I do want to point out, you can actually set your industry. That's obviously important throughout the whole CoreWare application. You can actually tell Corey to help you identify your industry, right? And it will fill it in for you. So I'm a retail gun store, and you can just click suggest. Instead of going through the drop downs, it will just tell you, hey, this is your industry code, and hit apply, and it changes it from a gun range to a gun store. Again, we're going to use the industry throughout. So part of your company module is your overall operation, right? It brings everything together. So you'll see, even in the dashboard standpoint, you won't see any data here. I decided to just expose this so you get a really good idea of what's coming, right? So you can look through here and say, oh, they must be working on an accounting system, right? So under settings, there's another important, there's not much, right, at this point, but there's another important piece here, which is business policies. This will actually relate to Witz's next topic, especially when building websites. But it's important for you to set up your business policies. And we, by default, create a whole list of policies, but you can actually go through and duplicate a policy. You can edit your policies. You can create new policies. And the idea of policies is they'll be used across your business for receipts, websites, and more, right? So just keep that in mind. Corey can help you write policies. You can paste in your policy from your current, let's say, current website, or if you have that written somewhere, just very easy to, again, I can just hit edit, very simple, right? And you can apply a policy to specific transaction types. Again, this all plays into the actual receipt printing. It plays into your website. You might have different return policies, for example, at different locations. You might have different return policy for online sales versus in-store sales. So again, instead of having this very narrow list of little policies in core store, which is what we have now, we expanded it, right? So that's some of the settings in the company module. You'll actually see under operations, there's only one menu choice right now, but it's an important one because this is where you manage your locations. And this is where you'll see your existing locations that you already have set up in core store. In this case, I only have one location. I can click that. It gives me a quick overview of that location. And I can also edit that location. And I've got some basic information, including what type of location it is, whether it's a brick and mortar store, an office, residence, virtual location, or a warehouse, right? And we'll probably add a temp location capability based kind of on our discussion. We'll have to figure out a good way to implement that. So we've got general information for your location, your address information. We've got some settings where you can set it will detect the time zone based on the address. You can set colors. We'll be using that to help show what location you're currently in. And then we've got some contact information, and then we've got tax information. You can actually auto detect your taxes based on your address. So for example, when I clicked that, it looked at my address and it knows that based on my address, I've got a state tax of 4.75% and I have a county tax of 2%, no city tax. So again, we're taking everything to the next level, right? So what we're doing is we're providing the ability to really have the system help us set everything up. So I don't have to go scratch my head on, all right, what are my sales tax, right? And this, again, look through the crystal ball, but this will expand so we can actually support tracking sales tax for your online sales if you hit Nexus and all of that. Again, there's third parties that do it. My goal is to, the death of as many third parties as I can possibly contribute to. The one-trick ponies is what I call them. Everyone wants to be a one-trick pony, make a quick buck, but we like going deep and going long-term. And giving you one whole system that hopefully can do everything for you. So that's the location setup. Again, very similar to your setup currently on the locations. And again, it will read the locations. You can clone a location. You can copy settings. There's very little company settings. That's by design because right now in core store, it's confusing, just to be blunt. It's very confusing. There's some settings that are company-wide, some settings that are location-specific. Somewhere I can say this setting applies to all locations. It's a mess. Just to, again, be completely blunt about it. So we're trying to simplify things. At the end of the day, everyone has at least one location, right? Again, it might be virtual, you might not have a brick and mortar store, but at the end of the day, you have a location, right? So I should be able to just have settings per location, period. There's no company settings, right? It's per location settings, and I need the ability to just easily clone a location, easily copy settings from one location to another, right? So we're simplifying a lot of headaches that we've had, in terms of just building up years upon years upon years and just adding more and more complexity and, ending up with just a system that is very powerful, but sometimes is confusing. So we're trying to eliminate all of that. Under tools, again, we've exposed only one tool. Again, you have access to this module now. There's a lot more tools, a lot more things under operations that we'll be rolling out very near future. But right now, we have one primary tool, which is action plans. And this is really powerful. And action plans The idea of an action plan is basically giving you the power to control what happens when, right? So just in plain English, an action plan, it's also called a workflow. We felt plans are a little easier, right, from a terminology standpoint. But all you need to know is what happens when, right? That's an action plan. What happens when a customer fills out a form? What happens when a prospect basically goes on my website, right? Enters a request. What happens when I sell a particular item, right? What happens when I send out an email campaign? What happens then, right? So that's basically, all of those are example of action plans. And when you first look at the action plans, you'll go, Ezra, this is really, really, it's seems a little overwhelming and complex. But I promise you, we're going to make this super easy for you to use. So I'll just click on create new plan. And the first thing you'll see is build it with Corey, right? Because it's a whole lot easier. But again, remember what I told you earlier. We're not going to force you to use AI if you don't want to. If you prefer doing everything manually and you just want to get into the weeds, get into the weeds. The whole idea of AI is to save you time, save you headaches, right? And help you do things, right? And that's why I call them the robots, right? I call AI robot. It's kind of an inside joke, but to me, it's basically, I literally tell people these days I'm spending 90% of my day yelling at a robot, right? Because my robot's doing work for me. And that's what you want these robots to do. That's the beauty of AI and robotics. That is, we're not quite as far with actual robotics, despite all the YouTube videos. Definitely robotics and industrial situations. They've been around for a long time. Worked at Sport South. I put in robots. I don't know. It was 15 years ago, I think, when I started putting in actual robotic arms into our warehouse. So nothing new. It seems like everything's new. It seems like AI's new, but I was taking AI classes. Oh God, I hate to admit my age, but 40 years ago, literally 4 decades ago, I was taking AI classes at Drexel University. So this isn't new. It's just that computing power has caught up with the ability now to take all of that AI knowledge that was there and being able to build these massive learning systems and machine learning systems and being able to actually take advantage of them. So building an action plan with Corey is definitely the advised way to do it, but I'll just show you from scratch first, and then I'll show you from a template, then I'll show you the actual Corey building it. So what happens when, right? So when is the first option that you have here, right? And we have currently these events, right? And that's going to expand quite a bit. But there, if you scroll, there's quite a few. So we've got contact events, we've got marketing events, we've got subscription and billing events, we've got trial and pre-sale events, and we've got scheduling events, right? So the example is I want to do something when a form is submitted, right? And basically, what do I want to do? Well, first I would need to choose what form, right? And in this case, it looks like I'm in some test demo site. I don't even know what's on here, but I've got a waiver, which is perfect, right? So when a waiver is filled in, what do I want to do? Well, maybe I want to even before I do something, maybe I want to wait, right? And not do it immediately, right? Because I want to give it time. So I'm just going to connect these two and say, hey, when that waiver is submitted, I want to wait for 2 days. Oops. And then what do I want to do? Well, after 2 days, I want to maybe send an email out, right? So all I want to do is send an email. So RA, am I just choosing drip email? I just want to send an email. Is that called drip email?
Yes, you can use that for now.
Okay, cool. I don't know if I'd call it drip email. It's just an email. Okay. I told RA I'll try to give him a hard time. So, all right. So all I want to do is just send an email right now. I don't necessarily know if we have any email templates here in this particular database, but if there were, I would literally be able to choose from an existing template. I can even change I can put an email subject. I can build the email here, or I can choose from an existing template.
The idea is both. We can integrate the email builder here so that we can give full customizability to our customers.
Perfect. So this is an example of an action plan. And the nice thing is I can actually test the plan if I want to. Now, of course, I don't have everything filled out, but before I actually save this plan, I can actually test it. I can, of course, name it, right? So my after waiver marketing campaign, right? And I can keep expanding this, right? That's the power of this. So I can literally one of the things you can do, which is a little trick, is I can do a delay, and in this case, oops. In this case, I'm going to put a really, really long delay. I'll tell you why I'm doing this. I bet RA, you don't even know why I'm doing this. So the beauty of this is, personally, I would always put an endless delay on any drip campaign, because you never know when you want to go back and literally kind of hit that audience again. So it's a little trick that keeps the action plan active, right? And then I can come in and modify that, right? And actually put a new action there. So the beauty of it is those action plans can expand over time. So they're always active. So you're always hitting that audience. And again, I can make this action plan as lengthy as I want. It's nice. I can, kind of zoom in and zoom out. So if I have a really complex plan, I can even create what's called conditionals. And a conditional, right, is what happens if something happened, right? So when an order was placed, if the order is more than $100, I may want to take them down this path. But if the order is less than $100, I may want to take them on a completely different path, right? So that's the idea of being able to use conditionals. And again, it can get pretty complex, right? But that's why we have Corey. So, let me. I guess I can save this, and then let me go back to my plans, and I've got a plan here. The nice thing, it will show me how many times it ran, show me how many steps are in the plan, and I can also look at the detail of the executions, and how many times a plan was run, and all of the details. Did it succeed? Did it fail? Now, I can also start a plan from a template, and we actually have quite a few templates. So for those customers that do subscriptions, we've got a template for subscription-based templates. And you'll see here, I can actually narrow down. I can have onboarding templates. I have my marketing templates. I've got my sales templates. And we'll keep expanding these. And again, if you have any suggestions. But onboarding, let's say there's a new subscriber, right? A new member just signed up to the gun range. Again, we'll have some specific for memberships versus subscriptions. That's a whole separate discussion. And I don't know if we'll actually touch on that today. But again, I'll just start with this template. I could preview the template, or I can just go ahead and use it. And here's my template, right? So in this case, subscription got created. I'm going to send a welcome email. I'm going to tag the subscriber as active. I'm going to wait 3 days. I'm going to send another email campaign, and then I'm going to schedule a check-in call using my touch points. It just gives you some ideas of what you can do, right? Because it's all one system. This is the schedule check-in call is an example of a CRM action, right? So we have our context module that you can do complete touch points and follow-ups. So super, super powerful.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Since we're going to have, because once people see this, they're going to be like, screw whatever I'm using right now. I want this. What we need to do is let them know we may use different terminology. Like I noticed that you were calling them action plans, and maybe another service may call them campaigns, or I don't know. I'm just wanting to know.
Workflows is probably the most common, or automation.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So that's what
automations.
That's what an action plan would be.
Yeah, it's just an action plan, right? Action plan is English. I like English as much as possible.
I do too. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, me too. So, what if you think about it, Joel? What's an action plan? It's a plan to take some actions, right? And this is exactly So what actions do you want to take? Maybe it's after you sell someone something, you want to send them a thank you letter and then follow up with a survey, right? Of how do you, and then following that, you want to ask them to fill out the Google review. So that's an example, of an action plan. And that's a real action plan that I need to make sure our system supports, because when someone subscribes to CoreWare as a new customer, we onboard them, we want to just automatically also follow up with them and say, hey, how was your experience, right? If it was good, right? And I might send them a survey and say, hey, give me a rating from this to this, this. Well, if it was a good experience, that's the example of using an if situation, right? Because if someone had a bad experience with you at your store or with us at CoreWare, it happens, right? To everyone. You don't necessarily want to push them to put in a Google review, right? Because you're trying to keep your Google reviews positive.
Right.
And you don't necessarily want to lead them right to your Google review to say, man, you guys suck.
Yeah.
Right. So that's where those conditionals really come into play. And where you definitely want to, make sure that you set up these action plans and they make sense, right? But the action plans are super, super, super powerful. And think about action plans that will go way beyond just from a marketing standpoint, because you'll be able to do all kinds of system functions. I'm going to give you a real life example of an action plan that we have running right now. And it's also a reminder for everyone. So we use action plans at CoreWare to help us manage our system. So, Joel, I don't know if you know this, I think you do, but we give our customers 5,000 email credits every single month for free. Meaning you can send out 5,000 emails every month just by being a customer of ours and being on this platform. And everyone who runs Core Store has access to this platform. So if you're only running Core Force, you do not have access to this platform. If you run Core Store, you will have access to this platform. If you want access to this platform and you're not running Core Store, just subscribe, right? To that. It's well worth it. Even if you're just using our web tools, this whole new platform elevates everything that you do by multiple times. So part of us giving out these credits is we basically need to make sure that every one of our customers is getting 5,000 credits each month. Well, that's exactly how we're doing it, is we have an action plan to do that. Now you might say, hey, Ezra, well, I guess I can give myself extra email credits. The answer is no. Nice try. We have access to certain actions that you don't as a customer. So don't worry, we already thought about that. But yes, as us being, the platform itself, we have some actions that allow us, for example, to give credit to every customer. And it's awesome because every month it zeroes out your credits and puts in 5,000 more credits, right? Obviously, if you've purchased credits, it's not going to zero those out. Don't panic. But it will zero. It basically will take out the free 5,000 credits and put in 5,000 new credits for you. So that way every month you get, because we don't let you accumulate those, right? So they just get renewed each month. So that's an example. Another example is when someone subscribes, we need to make sure that we automatically add them to this email credit action, right? So that's another example, of the action plans. And again, the action plans, it's going to just keep evolving, keep growing, and you already see it's pretty elaborate what you can do with it. So let's definitely look at how to build an action plan with Corey. RA, am I safe to try this?
I would hope so. If you have enough core credits in it. I'm not sure which environment this is, so I cannot.
Oh, okay. Well, let's try it. So you have some examples here.
Yes.
I like the send payment reminder 7 days before invoice due date. Oh, okay. And send another one 3 days before invoice date if the payment was not received. Yes. Bam. Oh, look, I got credits.
Heck yeah.
So this is an example. Again, just like we give out email credits, we'll be giving out Corey credits. And again, if you want to use Corey, great. If you don't have to. But for me, Corey is going to save me so much time. So yes, I just want to generate this plan for me. This is where RA is really nervous. It's like, okay, will the robot work or will it not? It's always the question.
It's today RA's last day.
It is, yeah. It was not, this is kind of his going away party.
Hey, Ezra, real quick.
Yeah.
I do have a question. So if you just added that, if they haven't paid, send another one in 3 days, does that mean this all has access to that payment information? Like
it does. It does.
Okay, so that's pretty huge too, right?
So again, the idea is this is one complete business operating system. That's why I call it a business operating system, right? It's BOSS stands for business. We keep using the word BOSS, right? It's not called BOSS. Just again, hopefully our employees are listening. They keep calling it BOSS. It's not the name of it. It's Coreware, right? We're trying to keep things simple. BOSS is our internal name and it's our marketing. We use it in the marketing tagline, but BOSS stands for a business operating software suite, right? In short, it's a business operating system, right? But for me, you know, I wanted to call it more of a software suite because it does so much, right? It's
Right.
a suite of solutions that helps you run your business.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the beauty of this, again, compared to using 7 different solutions for each aspect of your business, is you've got one place with one data source, one place of truth, one system, and then with the advent of AI and the tools of AI, it makes it so much more powerful because literally the AI tools know about your business, which makes it tremendously powerful.
Yeah,
So
that's huge because it's
yeah,
not only going to do this, you're also going to have other data that it's going to have access to, like, hey, we noticed that you looked at this product. We noticed that you've got this
yeah,
product in your cart. We noticed this product goes
exactly,
really well with what's in your cart.
100%,
Huge, man.
100%,
I hope
huge.
people are not breaking their computers right now with excitement, because this is literally what the trillion-dollar companies are currently doing. And now
Yeah.
all of you are going to be able to do the same thing. It's freaking crazy.
Yeah, again, you know, you look at AI right now, and the whole talk, and you and I have talked about this, is, oh wow, you know, OpenClaw. Well, what is OpenClaw and why is it such a big deal? It's basically because you can have agents doing work for you, right?
Right.
So, and again, I'm sorry, I'm not like overwhelmed with the amazingly, you know, with the amazingness of it, because it's OpenClaw is not a solution. It still needs to use. You tell it what to use. I like
Right.
ChatGPT. I like Grok. I like. It's a front end, right? And again, I'm not knocking it because you know, that'd be stupid of me, since it's the most successful GitHub project, and you know,
Yeah. It is
valued at
pretty
who knows
big.
how much. It is pretty big, because it finally helps you basically automate tasks, right? And that's the whole idea of, you know, robots and AI, is how can I automate my tasks? So again, it definitely is, it's amazing, and you can do some crazy stuff with it, especially if you take the time to really set it up. And in theory, you can
Right.
have all these employees working for you and doing different things. And in theory, you can use OpenClaw to learn your current platform, whether it be core store, core forcing on it, in theory can do stuff for you. And that's the strength of it. But we're building it into our system so that you don't have to use something external to
Right.
do that. So again, we've got agents, and I'll give everyone a little preview of all the agents that we're about to roll out. But yeah, it's all being built within here, and you'll be able to also, to an extent, customize your agents within CoreWare. So, and that's part of the strength of the platform. So this basically, we created it. It literally tells me it created an action, a plan, right, with one trigger, meaning that's the when, right? When a trigger, you know, that's when it gets started. So daily payment reminder check, is the trigger, right? So it checks daily. And then there's 6 action steps, right? It finds any invoices that are due in 7 days, sends a 7-day payment reminder, wait 4 days, check if payment received, send 3-day payment reminder, stop if paid, right? So I can open this in the builder, and literally it has your whole plan laid out here, including, and I'm amazed because I didn't try this. So RA, you know, your job is safe for now. So don't believe Joel, you know, he's just messing with you. Now, if this wouldn't have worked, I don't know, but no, but this is cool because look, do you see how this box, check if payment received, it has 2 options, right? So that's the if, right?
Right.
So, you know, that's why there's 2, because if payment has not been received, it's going to send it in 3 days. If the payment is received, it's now. I am going to keep in mind, we haven't fully released our invoicing module, right? So, you know, you guys, if you try this, it's just to let you know, this particular action plan, you know, won't necessarily work right now. But again, there's no, the invoicing module has not been opened up, but we've got all of the tooling ready for all this to go. And I chose this just to give you a completely different example. That has nothing to do with marketing. This is an accounting function, right? How many times do you tell whoever's doing your bookkeeping, or, you know, if it's you, you know, and you've got customers that you do invoice, and you've got to print your aging report, and, you know, go and try to chase after them, you know, and who paid and who didn't, and, you know, who owes you money. So again, this is where the robots are helpful, right? So imagine being able to have a robot that helps you collect that money and can do follow-ups, and eventually can do phone calls.
And then after that, can carry a baseball bat and start taking out some kneecaps.
There you go. So yes, it's pretty exciting because, again, this coupled with the marketing module, especially with your emails, and Joel, us at CoreWare, this has been released. So we have no excuses, and we've got to start creating our drip campaigns. You know, anyone who attended a webinar, right? We want to thank them. You know, maybe a few days later, send them a form asking them, hey, what do you think of the webinar? Right?
Yeah.
And start creating our own drip campaigns.
Right.
So I think Madeline may be listening to this, maybe not, but, you know, we'll make sure she helps get all that set up. All right. We're still going strong. Any questions on, I'm not looking at the chats, but any questions on the action plans before I move on?
No, we're actually doing
Cool.
really well for being a third of the way through.
Look, we might be 10% through. I don't know, depending how long you want me to go and how much detail you want me to show.
Love it.
Because there is a lot.
There's a lot.
Now, what I am confused about is, I guess I'm signed in as the system administrator is why I'm seeing every module. So you won't see all these modules, but you will see the company module, because that was opened up for everyone. And then you'll see the products module. And I'm not necessarily going to do a deep dive into the products module. The reason why we opened it up right now, because it's not, again, it's feeding from the same core store products database, and we've enhanced some things, and there's a lot in here. My goal was definitely not to cover this module. I think we should do that next webinar, which, Joel, let's just call it. Let's do this again. What do we think? Is this a good time for everyone? And a good day, Wednesday, at this time?
I think Wednesdays are good.
I think it's good. I mean, we record these, so
yeah.
But let's schedule next Wednesday.
The 8th, April 8th.
April. Oh no, we have a webinar April 8th.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, a new one?
No, don't we have? Isn't that BFG, or are we pushing that?
Oh, I wasn't aware. Maybe we should push it because we haven't talked about it, and I
yeah, if you're not aware of it, then that's good news.
I think we froze everything because we were gonna add some things or something. So, but we can. Yeah, if it's still good to go, it's still good to go because I think we did get some registrants. We just kind of let them know. Hold on.
So back to products. The main reason why we want to make sure we opened up products for right now, and we decided to open everything up on the product screen, but it's really all to do with subscriptions. So again, I'm not necessarily, I'll decide, I may come back to this and go over that, but you can set up subscriptions now. You can set up memberships now. The system supports both. And you might be asking, well, Ezra, what's the difference? Right? So just to explain the difference, the subscription is the money side of things, right? A subscription is you're charging someone on a recurring basis, right? a membership is just basically, it connects to subscriptions, right? So a membership has a subscription, but it also has other elements to it as far as what, I hate to use this word, Joel, because, I don't know how big our woke audience is, so I'll use it anyway. But your membership,
I don't think we have an woke audience.
I know I'm being facetious. So a membership defines what privileges you get, right? Because as a member, you're privileged.
Absolutely.
Can't say that.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know you were going there. Now I'm offended.
Yeah. So you'll notice now in our contacts module.
Wait, did we actually have that? Oh, we don't have the word there though, do we?
Privilege? No.
Can we put it on here?
Sure.
I want to use the word on our website.
Oh my God, that would be hysterical.
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't it?
Yes, because it's true.
So subscriptions and memberships are live, by the way. And if you're a Core Force user or a new user, you got to move. We're gonna get you over here because it's so much better than what we had. So much easier. So much more information, in terms of helping you manage your memberships and subscriptions. And it is fully released, just to be clear. So I'm going to share a different tab because I have a couple of memberships set up in one of our other demo sites. And you'll see I've got, gold level membership, a paintball annual membership, a patch collector group, right? And if I edit any of these, you'll see over here in the details, I can specify whether it's active. I can specify how long that membership is good for, if it has a grace period, right? And I also can specify any forms associated with that membership that need to be filled out, right? So you can actually have a membership form. So creating a new membership, again, you'll see the exact same screens. And let me just see if we have any subscription products here, because I thought you're supposed to be able to associate your membership with a subscription, but let's see. Yep. So we've got our subscriptions here. Maybe I need to, actually, RA, you thought you're out of the woods with me finishing the action plan. Where do I associate a subscription to the membership? Am I missing that?
Yeah, you need to open the subscription itself and link the membership with
Oh, okay. I thought it was the other way around. Okay. So again, and we'll make this easy, but again, just think of the subscription as your money part of it, right? So for example, in my annual, I don't know what this is, annual subs. I don't know what that means. I'll go to edit, and would it be under settings? Yes, here's my membership. Oh, cool. We have a pickleball membership, Joel.
You'll love that.
Yeah. So again, this is where you associate. So once you build your subscription, and again, there's a lot to building a subscription, but it's all pretty straightforward. I'll pick on our team. Our team was like, we need training. It's like, I don't think you need training. Just go click some buttons. Don't do the Okie. Right?
Dude, we're going to have
I'm out.
I'm just saying if you're still here and paying attention.
No, I'm still here.
In all seriousness, it's pretty straightforward how to set up a subscription. You got your basic information. I mean, if someone's like, chat to me and tell me that something doesn't make sense. Pricing, I can do either fixed price or I can do tiers, right? If I want to have multiple tiers, I can actually define different pricing tiers. For example, individual versus family, right? That is an expensive membership. Wow.
It's so much
Startup.
cleaner than Core Force.
Yeah, isn't it?
Sorry. Yes.
All right. Once I do that, I can add pricing tiers. I can go to billing. How am I billing this? I know this is real tough so far. Let's get some training organized.
Yeah, I'm completely lost.
The nice thing is you can even do trial periods, which is really nice.
That is cool.
Yeah. And then you can also give grace periods. What that means is if someone, let's say their credit card failed, but you still want to let them, book range time if they're within 7 days of the grace period. You can actually enable bundles. So if you want to, I don't know, you've got your members and part of your store, and think about memberships. It's not just for, necessarily a subscription type model business. A lot of retailers are introducing like buying memberships where, I don't know, you get 5% off ammo. Or maybe you want to create a t-shirt of the month, right? So it's a little buying retail membership. So you can actually introduce memberships to your retail store. Some people really like memberships, especially if you make it of value, right? You either give some good discounts, you provide maybe a monthly product at a lower price or something. All of that's possible here. And you can even have add-ons, right? Subscription add-ons. You can even link subscriptions together. So, you might want to set up a subscription, 2 different subscriptions. For example, we have a customer that has a normal monthly subscription, but then they have a biannual maintenance fee that is required. So you can actually connect 2 subscriptions together so that when I go to subscribe, I automatically get enrolled in both of those subscriptions. Now I've got my settings, right? And this is where I can choose what membership this subscription is linked to. And you'll see membership is granted automatically as soon as I subscribe. Now, again, why did we separate the 2? Because you might have membership programs that have nothing to do with money, right? Depending on your business. So in that case, you can set up a subscription. You can set up a membership and not set up an actual subscription. So you can just set up the membership. So that's totally up to you. And then you'll start seeing activity logs on many of the CoreWare screens. You'll see it eventually on every screen because this is how we can keep track of an audit log. An audit log basically tells me who did what when. So this looks like Chammy updated this, she created it, then she updated this record. And if I save my changes, right, and I go back to my subscription, it should show me that I made some additional changes. Some reason that didn't show, but it should be showing.
RA.
There
I'm
goes his
joking,
job again.
RA.
Hello.
Oh, I'm just joking with you.
So again, that's basically how you set up subscriptions. And again, you'll set up your memberships first, and then you go and you can set up your subscriptions. Again, you don't have to have membership. You can also just set up subscriptions. CoreWare is a good example of we don't use memberships, right? We don't need memberships, but we have subscriptions to our software. So both cases are true. I can have a membership with no subscription. I can have subscriptions with no memberships. Does that make sense, Joel?
Yes.
Cool. So subscriptions and memberships are a big piece of this release, and that brings us, I think, when we talk subscriptions and memberships, again, a lot of our customers are gun ranges, right? And Joshy back, by the way?
He's dropped in a couple of times, but he's not here currently. So
Okay.
if you're listening, Josh, come back, and then I will let you know as soon as he
Yeah,
pops
I
in.
know. So he's actually driving, and he and Marshall were at one of our really good customers, GunBros, and they just implemented, speaking of gun ranges, they just implemented our uh, range, new range management system. And it's pretty exciting because we've got an integration with Action Target. And it is a really, really good integration. And I'm hoping we can get Josh back on. He's got a long drive ahead of him, but I just wanted him to share a little bit because he's had hands-on experience with that, and the integration, it's phenomenal the way it's working. So we're able to talk to the Action Target system and communicate to it so that when person walks into the range, you can assign them to that lane. They go to the lane, Action Target recognizes that person, and you can actually control the lane from our side as well as obviously from the Action Target side. And one of the really cool things, Joel, is you can actually order products too,
Yes.
right from the lane. Yeah. So as soon as Josh is back with us, I'll veer off and show everyone how that's actually working and walk through a little bit of um, the full integration. And it's, like I said, it's phenomenal. Not only that, even without the Action Target integration, we've introduced a whole new within our sales module, which is the other module I mentioned, you'll actually have access to now. You'll see there's a new dashboard. And this dashboard will show you data from your current core store / core force, because all sales flow through into core store. So what you'll actually, this is worth looking at, this dashboard. We have a kind of a little dashboard currently in core store. It's not that great. This really gives you a lot of interesting data. We mentioned the heat map. Again, I'm in a demo store that has no data basically. So, but normally you would see, and again, everyone, you have access to this. I did notice in the chats, a few people said, hey, we can't access CoreWare. Just submit a service request. We'll take care of it. All of you should have access to it. And you need to make sure you log in using your admin. Your main user should be the one logging into the platform. And once you do that, you can actually set up users, which I believe that was, yes, that was one of our webinars we did. We can put a link up. But at the end of the day, you'll be able to really granularly look at your sales data. You'll be able to separate your in-person versus online transactions. You'll be able to look at revenue trends and sales activity by time and by day and top selling items. And this is just the beginning of what we'll be opening up. But in addition to that, you'll see we've got just transactions. Actually, that I don't think that necessarily, that may not show for everyone. That's kind of still work in progress, but it will list all your transactions. Currently, if you do have access to this, keep in mind the print receipt and resume sale, neither of those will work. And then you won't see, that's actually a bug. You shouldn't see the fulfillment. It should say coming soon, but it looks like when you go to a different module, it shows up. So we'll get that fixed. Again, not a big deal. You can click on the fulfillment. It won't do much in terms of operational, but you'll get to see a little preview of what's coming. What's really cool is this counter. And again, this is for our ranges and other businesses that have a facility. Right now, let's see, it says my facility is not configured because I think I need to choose. Oh, there we go. I had to choose my station. So this is super cool, Joel, because I have a range that's set up with 2 bays and 2 lanes. Joel, are you still with me?
2 bays, 2 lanes each.
Man, if you don't respond to me, I don't know if I lost
I was
my
just wondering if you were like,
transmission.
you wanted me to correct you and say there's 4 lanes.
No, there's 2 bays and 2 lanes in each bay.
Yeah.
Yes, there's 4 lanes total. Yeah. Never mind. I shouldn't have even asked you a question. No, I'm kidding. Yes, you're correct. There's 4 lanes total. Do you notice how it has the action target
Oh yeah.
icon? Yeah, so that says it's connected. It's not just there, it's there to tell you, hey, this lane is actually connected to action target.
Right.
The neat thing is we've got 2 ways you can get on a lane. You might have a reservation, which if you look, Cooper, is Cooper his first name or his last name? Cooper Shepard.
I'd say first.
Whoever he is. So Cooper has an appointment today at 11 a.m. It passed, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We can check him in. But we also have someone in the queue. And literally, it shows me that Larry actually is in the queue. She already has a waiver signed, which is pretty cool. You'll see that Cooper doesn't have a waiver. We can send him a waiver. But I can choose who to actually put on the lane. Let me just see if I've got, I think I have the website front end. Dun, dun, dun. To show you. This is pretty cool too.
Never mind.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I beat you to it.
It worked.
Yeah, so this is really cool. This is all built, Joel. This entire site was built with the new website module.
Really?
Yep.
That looks really good. It looks really good.
How awesome is that?
Yeah, that looks really good. How hard was it to build?
We'll let Wits respond to that.
Yeah.
But before we go there, you can actually sign up to the range here, right? If you want to add yourself to the queue. You can also set up a QR code, if you want. So,
Yeah.
But this is basically, if I scan my QR code, this is, so I'll put my name. I'll say I've got 2 people join the queue. All right, I'm in the queue. And look, I'm number 2.
Estimated wait, is it really 10 minutes? I guess that's something you set.
I don't think we have enough data for it to, it gets smarter and smarter over time. But I think there's some defaults that you can set that it uses.
But you just said something that piqued my interest. Are you telling me that it will learn and then be able to give you an average, like, hey, over the past 6 months, it's taken this long, so I'm going to tell this customer, hey, you got an average of a 10-minute wait?
Yeah.
Holy moly, man. See?
Yeah, it will learn. And not only that, we're also adding intelligence to be able to auto assign lanes to people based on usage history, based on if it's, multiple people with multiple lanes, putting them together, separating them apart. There's a lot more coming. There's already a lot of features in here, but there's a lot more coming, which is really exciting.
Dude, that is freaking awesome. Like, for real.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, your business is going to have a soul and a mind and a brain that's collected all these memories to be able to use it,
It's really cool.
Yeah.
So actually, let me assign myself, and I'll just call. So once I call someone in, you'll see that the lane goes to yellow, right?
Can you show us the other page? We're still seeing the original queue
So
page.
Okie,
There we
that
go.
was, if you notice, Joel didn't say anything
Test.
because
That was the
that was a
test.
test for you, and you passed. So you saved your job today.
Excellent. See you
Way
later,
to
Joel.
go, Okie. That's why I knew you were doing that, Ezra. You already tested me.
Thank you, Okie. I totally did not switch. I've been doing good, and I forgot to switch. So what I did was, I want to show everyone what I did. I was in the queue waiting. My name was there, and all I did was I chose lane 1. I'll just show you. I'll put Larry on lane 2, and I'll just hit call. And now I have 2 people that are waiting. A little message came out. That could be because I'm not connected right now to the action target. We'll take a look and see. So I can do one of 2 things. I can either mark this person as a no-show or mark them as arrived, right? So what we did behind the scenes was we notified both Larry and Ezra that lane is ready. We send the text. And at this point, I can say, okay, they arrived. And then I can choose what duration is their session. And here's what's really, really cool, is this is communicating all of this to Action Target. So literally at this point, if I click on the lane, I can see that Ezra's on the lane. Here's my lane rental, shows that I'm 2 people. And it's telling me I'm still waiting for the actual customer to go into the lane and hit the button on the Action Target side. So look, Joel, check this out. This is me.
Oh, that's
at the
your
lane.
in the lane. That's just the little
Yeah.
screen that pops up. Okay.
Yeah. So welcome to POS Sim Coreware. That's just the name of our Action
Right.
Target range. But look, it's greeting me.
Right.
So I'm just going to say start. And it wants me to review the range rules first. I don't have any right now active, so I'm just going to agree. Oh, it's showing me a video. Super cool. I'm just going to skip it because I don't know how long it is.
No.
And now I can start using and shooting, right? Well, look what happened, and make sure I switch my tab, but look what happened on the lane. Let me go here. It should have refreshed. And again, I'm in a simulation.
I know
so.
it's hard to fake something like it when it's made
Yeah,
to
I mean,
work for real.
yeah, and it is working
Yeah.
for real. We literally took our first range live. It does show that I'm occupied. Let me just see. Yeah, so it should show. I'll just describe to everyone. The minute I actually hit the start, it literally will automatically change that status.
Right.
And at that point, I can do different things. I can end their session if I want to early, for some reason, if it will, what's really cool? It will even inform me if they shot the carrier.
Oh wow. So any data that
Look,
Action Target is
it just
capturing, right?
refreshed. Look, it just refreshed.
There you go.
So it literally is showing me I have 1 hour and 28 minutes left. It's been 2
Right.
minutes. This is so cool. I can move someone to another lane. I can extend their session. And this is just so freaking cool. Watch this, Joel. You're going to love this. So I'm going back to I'm at the lane, right? And I can do whatever I want to. I can do my different programs and time drills, and Action Target has done a phenomenal job. And I'm not just saying that. Um, their new system is just amazing. I don't, for anyone looking, we may have some prospects on here that haven't built their range yet, or you're looking to renew and refresh your range. We'll do a webinar with Action Target so they can tell you all about, the system, because I wouldn't do it justice. I think if Joshua was around, he'd do a better job than me, but they've got a really nice system. And again, this is what the shooter is saying. Right now, check this out. What if I ran out of ammo, Joel?
Dude, that is
Dude.
freaking awesome.
Dude,
That
how
is
cool
awesome.
is that?
Yes.
This
yes.
is epic.
Yes.
Epic.
Yes.
Charge to session.
Holy moly.
Holy moly.
This is great.
So
I've had so many people that have asked for Action Target integration just in the last year because of their new stuff that's come out. So this is awesome.
This is great.
So that will add those items. Again, I'm in the simulation. It seems like it's taking a little bit. We'll try it again in a minute. It should refresh on its own. Actually, no, it shows it. Here it is. Here's the two items.
Share that screen.
You got to share your screen.
Oh my gosh!
Twice in one day, Ezra. You're losing it. I think
you're supposed to tell him sooner than that.
You know what? Maybe I'm fired.
No.
Nice knowing you guys.
We've still got 3 hours. Hey.
Ciao. So this is so cool. Look at the alerts, guys. An alert came in. Remember, I chose a shooting target and 2 blazer.
So now they're going to go get the ammo and the targets and deliver them to the lane.
I have to accept it.
Wow.
That's so cool. Think of all those. I use the word gun tree clubs that do give you that high level of standard where they have a RSO that comes and delivers that gives you a little white glove service. I mean, this is going to be huge for those people at the end of the day.
Well, anybody that uses Action Target is going to be huge for it because now they can do it. They can do the same thing. That's going to be great.
But to me, this is a reason to even reconsider, again, if you're either about to build or maybe you have an older system, I would definitely contact Action Target because having this changes your members and your customers' whole shooting experience completely. It's a game changer.
Yeah. Wow.
It is a game changer. Excuse me. Yeah. Super, super cool.
Now, would the flow work the same once they're done at the lane? They just go to the register and check out like normal, or is there a way for them to check out at the lane?
Well, when they end their session at the lane, it will notify. I think you can end your session at the lane. I'm not actually sure. That's an Action Target question, which again, maybe it's a Joshy question. I know you can, they can just leave whenever they want. And obviously you can end the session from our side of things. So I would think there's also a way to end it, end the session, on their side as well.
Right.
Supremely cool.
Yeah. Good choice of words.
Yeah. Yeah, so I can hit end session right here. I can also accept payment. Ignore all my payment choices. I haven't configured this with all the... Normally, you would just see your normal payment types.
Right.
And again, this is live, and it's working. I do want to make it clear there will be a there is a charge for the action target integration, an additional fee. But again, it's well worth it. So
Hey, does Action Targets do sim, like a sim range, or is it just?
say it again. Oh,
Does
they do
Action-
all kinds of yeah. Oh, sim. Joel, that I don't know. I know, they focus mostly on, the
Right.
actual physical ranges. Do they also do sims? That's again,
Okay.
we'll contact them and get a webinar going, because I think a lot
Okay.
of people would be interested to hear what they're up to. And, they've got some really exciting things and offerings that they've introduced.
Yeah, I say that because David with Tree of Liberty said if he only had the space, and it's like, dude, if you've got a big room, I've seen small gun stores put in one of those, virtual ranges.
Oh yeah,
Really well.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think some gun ranges or gun stores, what they've done is they use their classroom,
Yeah.
as both. So
Yeah.
because a lot of people dedicate the space for a classroom and you're only using it a fraction of the time.
Right. Yeah.
So, you can get it set up where you have folding tables or something, and then use the room and turn it into a revenue making piece of real estate. So it's not sitting 80% to 90% of the
Right.
time unoccupied and not used, and basically being used as a glorified break room. That's just a waste of space.
Oh, huge waste.
Especially if you
Like,
can, yeah.
per
So,
square foot.
and I think what's important to know from this side, yes, you can use this whole system. Forget the action target. But if you did put in your own simulator, you can actually set up your simulator as a facility so that people can reserve time online. You can offer memberships so that you pay a monthly fee, and I can come reserve the simulator for X amount of hours a month.
Yeah.
A lot of flexibility there in terms of what benefits you get as a privileged human being. I'm just seeing if you guys are still paying attention.
Freaking love it.
But again, you absolutely can use this whole system. Forget the action target integration for a second. You absolutely can use it if you have a sim room. We have customers that have golf simulators. We have customers that have different types of people have archery lanes,
Right.
that don't have action target. That's why we have the icons designating if a lane is actually an action target lane, or you may have lanes that don't have action
Right.
target. And the
Right.
beauty is with our system, you can have everything in here.
Right.
And keep in mind, all of the scheduling, which we released scheduling, I don't know, it's been at least, I know it was released around SHOT Show actually.
Mhm.
Scheduling module is supremely powerful. It's
Mhm.
it supports wait lists, right? So on your busy, let's say weekends are busy for you at the gun store, put up the wait list so
Right.
customers don't get frustrated. Because that way they know, hey, I'm waiting to talk to someone because it's the weekend. I need to browse. I'm looking for a good home defense. I'm not a shooter. I want to talk to a sales guy, and the store is busy. Put up a wait list so people know, hey, I'm next in line. Put up a
Right.
wait list to talk to your gunsmith. Maybe offer free gun cleaning, right? Just to get people in your door. Offer a weekend of free gun cleaning. And you literally can use the scheduling and you can use the wait list for specifically, that. So, a lot of customers, they'll be like, Ezra, why am I sitting through this webinar? I'm not a gun range. It doesn't matter. It's all of this applies to the businesses that we work with, to almost any business. You can use a lot of this functionality.
Right.
So think, broader than that's why this isn't a gun range management system. It's a facility management system. The gun range is just a facility type.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So
You just want to
um,
monetize your real estate,
yeah,
every square foot.
yeah, exactly. And I also want to make a point. So Joshi was oh uh, he was on a support call. He might be joining us, but my whole point was um, Josh was on site, right? And we just launched this. We just launched all, the new counter screen. We just launched the action target integration. Um, Joel, I have not had time to really use this. And yet I was able to get through this during a webinar, presenting this to people. My point is I need everyone to stop getting so hung up on, we need training. Really? Just click around the screen. It's pretty straightforward.
It's
You want to
intuitive.
look at it's intuitive. I mean, it really is. Um, and you can just literally just click around and any of these modules. I'm not saying we won't have training, and I'm not wait till you see all of our AI agents that will help you, guide you, and and do everything you need to do without really needing even to look at the system at times. I know Okie and you went through our service agent, and we've got agents throughout the whole system. You won't be able to see the agents right now because I'm pretty sure I've turned them off because we're still training our agents and making sure they're doing a good job. But we've got multiple agents, and this is just a small sample of the agents. We've got an operations agent, a marketing agent, a service agent. And again, the ideas of the agents is here you go. I've got a membership and subscription setup agent, right? And this agent, again, he knows
Hi,
your
Ezra.
industry.
Help you set up your
right?
membership.
So I'll get Corey out of my ear, but he'll walk you through and help you.
Right.
So again, this is just it's not just the idea of an agent helping you at the start, it's throughout, right? If you need to change something and you just don't remember where that is, right? You need to add a membership. It's like, okay, you can go to the screen and add it, but you can also just go to Corey and say, hey, I need to add a new membership level. Literally. I need to add a new membership, and I can talk to it if I want to, but new membership level. So it will just
Great, Ezra.
walk
We'll
you
definitely
through
get to
this,
adding.
right? So I've never set this up on this particular instance, so it keeps asking me for my business type, right? Because I didn't define the industry in this particular. So I am a gun range, and I need an additional membership level called copper level. Right. And again, I can turn on my mic and talk to it. And so again, it's going to walk me through, right? What it's asking me for the copper level membership. Can you tell me what role membership play for your gun range, for example? Do they, does a copper member get range time? Is there other special discounts they're offered? So I'll just say, yeah, we offer some range time. And again, I can say it's just a basic level membership, right? So again, it walks you through all of this, and then I can, again, it just added my copper level. I can see on the left side, here's my membership tier, benefits. Right now, I don't have any linked members to it because it's brand new. So I can, again, skip steps. I can stop at any point. I can resume at any point. So at this
Hey,
point,
Ezra,
again,
if you went away, is it saved?
Yep.
Like, so you can go back and work on it more if you need?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't finish. I've got to go back. But again, what we said was I can go back. You'll see if I go back to my operations. So it literally stopped where it's at.
That's cool. Hey, and I would.
The upper level is now set as your basic entry-level membership.
Oops.
Next, we need to choose the benefits members.
I would encourage
Go ahead,
everybody
Joel.
that uses Corey in this way. For the first few, you really need to like listen to him. And then the reason Ezra is probably not is because he already knows like how he communicates. And you'll get the same way where you're like, I don't need to hear Corey anymore because I pretty much know just by glancing what he's saying. So, but for the first few, I would just listen to him. And because he's teaching you as he's doing this, he's kind of giving you some he's revealing some things that you're not going to know if you just go to the next step. You're not going to have an understanding of what he's doing.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
David, if you do that, let me know because I will absolutely come tear your range up, tear your virtual range up. I just saw that. I'm sorry. I had to respond.
Oh, you're good. Cool. So, I think this will be a good segue, assuming he's still awake, but I think we're going to bring Wits back. And
I want to say thank you to everyone. I have to run and grab the kids from school.
No.
Here in a few.
No.
No worries.
And I don't want to get fired yet today. So
No.
I'm going to get out.
Okie.
Bye, guys.
Whatever, man. Be safe, brother.
You too, Joel.
Happy Okie Day. Oh, he laughed without letting his stuff upload.
So I think we'll wow, we're almost at 3 hours. So we'll finish up, and this won't be a short segment, just to give everyone a heads up. But one of the biggest releases we've done now is the release of the websites module, and there's a lot to the website module. Maybe we'll limit this just to maybe give just not a long overview, and we can actually go through some more next week when we have our next webinar. But I do want to, before I turn it over to Wits, keep in mind the website module. It's not a replacement for CoreForce because it doesn't do distributor feeds right now. But if you don't do distributor feeds, you can use this exclusively, to run your site, to sell your products. We're actually not quite ready to showcase products, on pages, but that's coming again, I think as early as next week. But
Yes.
Certainly you can use it to build your pages, to sell your subscriptions, to let people make reservations. If you do have a range, you can use it for, your static. You can use it to host your blogs, to, put it this way, we're, I think today, releasing the CoreWare updated site, and we built our entire site using the website module, and I'm super excited about this. But before we jump into that, I also want to point out we do have the forms module. if you're using a third-party waiver system, get rid of that expense. No point. There's just no point anymore. So our forms module will handle any type of form, and we keep. It's going to keep expanding. I'm actually adding employee forms, and I think, Joel, one of our previous coreBLASTs, I was supposed to go back and go through more of the contacts module, which I don't know if we ever did.
I don't think we did. Not as deep as you wanted to.
Yeah, so I think we need to do that because there is an entire employee management system that goes way, way, way beyond what we do at CoreStore. And again, everyone has access to this. So you have access to being able to maintain your employees, being able to actually create a schedule for your employees, and look at that schedule and have a nice heat map that shows you, who is available when, right? We've added some HR functionality for being able to request time off, being able to track vacation time. We've got our time clock module. There's a bulletin board that you can maintain. And then as of recent, which is not, it'll be released next week. We're going to expand the forms because right now you've got, just a general form. You've got forms you can create for creating contacts. You've got waivers, which are treated a bit differently because waivers have certain legal requirements, and you have to collect signatures, and you've got to track versions, and our system does all of that. And then we'll be adding employee forms, right? And one of the reasons we're adding that is literally for CoreWare, So the beauty of this is everything that we keep building into our system, a lot of it we're using ourselves, which is what keeps motivating me to just keep adding more and more and more and more. So being able to have employee handbooks that employees sign, or being able to have certain forms that they can sign that's stored specifically, with their file. So that's just another form type. And oh, hold on, Joshy's calling me. I think Joshy thinks we're done. So the idea of the forms, again, there's an entire form builder. I'm not going to go through all of this because I'd rather spend some time on the websites. But again, pretty intuitive. But the beauty is when you're going to build a form, you can actually, oops, I went to the wrong place. Sorry. You can actually create a form manually, right? I can just drag and drop different controls and create a form. And I've got my different settings. I can specify if it's a waiver. I can specify whether it's a contact form, meaning it will create a contact, and the contact, if you're creating just a sign up form for a newsletter, obviously you want to create a contact. So you would want to make sure that's checked. But we also have the ability to create forms using just a form generator. Not only that, and remind me, Joel, maybe we'll I don't know, we'll figure out when we should do this, but you can even upload just a hand-drawn form and it will convert it for you. So this is available now. You guys can start playing with it. You can set up your waivers. We'll do some specific training on it. But again, I want to focus the rest of today on really the website builder, so you can see what you can do. And again, you can use it now. You can use it to just create pages to host your current static data, but you can do a whole lot more with it. And especially if you're selling any type of membership, doing subscriptions, if you're basically looking to create a site that your customers can go visit their customer portal, put in requests, read your blog articles, all of that. It's all can be done here. The website builder is absolutely amazing in terms of what you can do with it. So with that, I'm
Real quick,
going to stop sharing. Oh, go ahead.
Josh is here, so if you want to let him give a quick synopsis, because I don't know if his signal is going to be great the whole time.
Hey, Joshy.
How's everyone doing?
We're good. So I was a little apprehensive. I don't know. I don't get nervous, so I don't want to say nervous, but apprehensive is probably a better word. Because I know I told everyone you're on the road, and I was going to wait for you before delving into the Action Target because I've barely played with it. I've been obviously busy on other things, but it was so intuitive, Josh. I was able to literally provide an entire demo. I had my simulator running, and I was able to show everyone how the Action Target integration works. So I think it went really well. So I figured you can just really quickly give your side of it. I told everyone that you were implementing a live range as we speak, and you were just heading out of town. And I don't know if you want to share anything and just real quickly with everyone.
Yeah, so we will have some really neat videos. I know you showed on the simulator, but truly it is a totally different game when you're sitting in front of the targets. It is by far the coolest integration I think we've ever done. It's nuts. Immediately you send a prompt or you send someone to a lane inside of CoreWare, their name pops up immediately in that bay. They can go and find it. You don't have to have people confused looking up at numbers. They look at the screen, see their name, check into their range. That starts their time on CoreWare, starts their time on Action Target. Everything together works so beautifully. It literally was shocking to Marshall and I when we were there playing with it inside the range about how intuitive it was. To the point of him and I were talking, we didn't realize both of us had our laptops audio off, and we said, man, it would be really cool if this gave us an audible chime when someone places an order. Couple hours later, I had my computer audio back on. He placed an order in the range, and it gave us an audio cue. So things we were about to write up to be built were already built for us. It's incredible. There's still some little things we have to fix that we're working on fixing right now. Big thanks to GunBros. Hopefully they watched this far into the webinar, but big thanks to them for treating us so well as allowing us to test all of this on their brand new facility. I mean, Marshall and I were loitering there till after hours, and they trusted us in their brand new facility filled with inventory. They trusted us there to
that was a mistake. Sorry.
For sure. I still spent way too much money. I was actually pretty good this trip. But we had a beautiful classroom to work in, a beautiful range to work in and test this integration on. So big thanks to them. And if anyone is watching that are Action Target or partners with Action Target, I would love to sit on a demo and actually show you what it can do, because it's a complete game changer when it comes to
we used
higher range environment.
We used the exact same words. We said game changer when we were going through it. And what I told everyone was, if you are thinking about building a range or about to build a range, Action Target is definitely someone they should talk to. If you have a range that has old equipment and maybe you're thinking of replacing the carriers, definitely worth talking to Action Target because it changes the whole experience for the shooter. And
so Devin and Jared said it perfectly. They said Action Target is the future of range facilities, and it really is. The intelligent carriers to be able to run drills, the games you can play on them, the integration with their paper targets, and I barely got to play with it. We only shot one night, and I did a couple things on the actual target, but just the little bit I tried, it actually made an indoor shooting experience so much more enjoyable. You weren't just sitting there shooting. You had things to do. And especially with the ease of just being able to, okay, I need a new target, I need more ammo, to purchase it right there. People are going to spend more money at your range. They're going to have a better experience, so you'll have more of a chance to sell a membership. You'll have an easier time teaching a class because you can actually run through realistic scenarios. It's worth every penny when it comes to building a range or updating your existing one.
That's awesome. That's really cool, Joshy. Well, we'll look forward to seeing some of those videos. And I know you've got a long drive ahead of you. I think you're heading to Nashville. So anyone in our audience, if you want Josh to drop by and you're in the Nashville area or on the way from Kansas to Nashville, let Josh know. I'm sure he'll be glad to take a break and go spend some money at your store or a range. He's good at that. He's really good at that. So, even if you pay us for someone to come on site, if it's Josh, you can be assured that he'll spend enough to cover his visit. So
I literally just walked out of GunBros spending $140 more. So if that tells you anything.
Yeah, the key word there is more, right? Meaning you had already spent some.
Don't worry, that was last paycheck. This is new paycheck.
Oh, okay.
So
Got it.
What I spent over there doesn't count to now.
Hey, so
That's
real
awesome.
quick, I was notified by third party, which I didn't know. Josh, you're going to be doing the
anything
webinar
next, or was I the ending to this?
Can nobody hear me?
I can hear you. Josh, can you hear Joel?
Oh, nope. I lost you guys there for a second.
Oh, go ahead. Say it again, Joel. I think
So
you can
I'm
hear us now.
wondering, I was notified, Josh, that you're going to be doing the BFG webinar
I
next
can't hear
week.
Joel.
Oh, maybe. We'll communicate to everyone.
Okay. Yeah. Because we
Yeah.
have 1 week. So I just want to make sure we kind of froze everything because we do have some people registered. So
Yeah. Well, you're the one who said you had no idea about it. So
no, I knew
yeah,
we
we're
had people
good,
registered,
Joshy,
but I
if you
knew we
can't hear us.
put a hold on it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Who's ready for the next segment? The night is young for Wits. Yeah, I'm sure you are, Wits, because you're just wanting to go to bed.
I think I'm more excited to show this to everyone.
Are you? I'm excited for you to show this to everyone.
This is one of those things that I think will bring so much value to our customers because this is already included in their existing subscription. And basically, they're getting this for free, right? So let me just share my screen. And this is not going to be a tutorial, right? I'm not going to show what every button does. But what I'm going to show is what it feels like to use this. So hold on. Let me share my screen. Share screen. Websites. There. All right. So this is available to our CoreWare users. So if you go over to your sidebar, there's a websites menu item here. If you click this, you'll be able to see the dashboard, right? This is the first thing you see. This is our account, the CoreWare account. So there are some, test sites here, but first thing you see would be the first thing you do really is to click the create website. So it will give you two options, start from scratch or use a template. Now, start from scratch, I can show you that in a bit, but the template library is something worth paying attention to as well. These aren't, rough wireframes. These are fully rendered real designs. that you can use, and what you see is what you actually get, right? For example, this template, it's available. It can be yours. You can just brand it as your own, and I'm sure everyone and or most of you will have fun customizing any of these templates. So a lot of these designs are very modern, and it's not just for firearms. You also have templates for other industries as well. Right? For example, this one is I think this one is a restaurant, for a restaurant. And then the first one is, I think, for a gym. Yeah, for a gym. So there are, we're gonna keep adding more templates. But for starters, you know, in case you want to set up your own start setting up your coreware website, and you don't want to go through the hassle of setting up a website from scratch, this is the way to do it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick one. Instead of setting up one from scratch, I'm just going to use, let me see if this is a nice one. Yeah, this one's a nice one. I'm going to use this as a template. So you can see it added my pages, my home, my products, my about page, contact us page. Let's go to home and click edit. So again, similar to the email builder, the elements modal or the elements window. And then you have your quick add buttons, quick add elements here. And then everything is also categorized according to the type of elements. Let's say you want to add columns, or you want to add a different content. So you want to add a button, an image, you want to add your blog, a map, your social media channels, you want to add a gallery. This is where you do it. And I'll quickly show you how easy it is to add an element. So you just go to, let's say, an image, you click this, and you literally just drag it. And then if you want to customize a particular element, similar to earlier in the email builder, you click on the element, and then the specific properties of that element will be shown on the right side of your screen. And then you can, let's say, upload the image or choose from your gallery. So let's say I want to upload a photo. There. So I uploaded this photo. I can change the look and feel of that image, add all the different controls for the appearances, and even customize the visibility of that particular element. So whether I just want I want this element only to be seen on a mobile device, or have a specific element specifically for mobile device, I can just turn it off, turn it on, and so on. Right. So the neat thing about this is everything is drag and drop. Everything is just select and customize. And this, if you want to move things around, you can literally just drag and drop. Right. So if you want to duplicate things, it's easy. There's a duplicate button here. So now what happens is it becomes, building a site is obviously still work, but it's easier. We made it very easy for everyone, not just, designers, but literally for everyone who wants to create their own website. Make it easy for them to set up one. I think the key thing is, aside from making it easy, we want to make it fun. And we've had people play around with this, from designers to non-designers, and the feedback we've received is it's fun. So I think a lot of people will have fun playing around with the new website module, especially with the builder. But I do want to show some more, because there are some capabilities here that I think are very important. For example, when I click the plus button, there's a global section here. So if I want to set my global headers and my global footers, this is where I do it, right? This is where I do it, meaning any page I create will have this footer and this header. So it's the same. You don't need to set up your headers and your footers over and over again every time you create a new page. You just need to set it up once, and then it will just be applied to all the pages, right? There's also a preview function. Let me just get out of the global. Not the products page. Let's do about us page. Yeah. So for example, the one I was showing earlier, the header and the footer, this can be seen in all the different pages. So obviously you can add a new page. You just need to write the page name and the URL. Some of the settings I can show you guys. You can set up your website name, the slug. You can connect your custom domain name, your own domain name. You can start using this today. And then soon we'll eventually connect this website to your Workforce account. And then you have your SEO settings, the custom code. This is more for adding your analytics tags. So this is where you can do that. And then this is where you toggle all the different features. Let's say you want to add a blog feature, you want to add the e-commerce feature, because what this will do is it will create the different system pages, right, behind it. So oops. So it's, what else can I show? So it's very, as Ezra mentioned, since this website, your website created using the website module, ties into the other modules since it's one system. For example, it's very easy for you to use the other system and making it show up on your website. For example, subscriptions, right? You want to add subscriptions. You can choose from any of the existing subscriptions that you have on your website. and then just show them or display them in this page, for example. There's also a gift cards element. There's also, as I meant, what Josh Okie was showing earlier. In the scheduling module, you can, in the service module, you can enable the chat widget on the website. That's because the website is kind of integrated. It's since it's using one, it's under one system. It's easy for you to add or infuse all the different modules into your online presence. So what I suggest is for everyone to start playing with it. There are a lot of templates that you can start playing with, even if it's just for your range or setting up your memberships or setting up static pages or your blog. We highly encourage you to use this, play around with it. And then, if you have suggestions, please feel free to let us know.
Yeah, and you can supplement your current website and just use a subdomain. So for example,
Yes.
if your website is abc.com, you can call this your marketing.abc.com or your sales.abc.com or your
Or
blog.abc.com or range. Yeah. So you can still maintain, both, but start using this, for whatever reasons you want. Wits, I did want to ask, I pointed out to the policies earlier. Do we have the policies element in there yet or not yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
But that's, I think that's something you can explain better, Ezra, because what I was trying to explain earlier is since everything is under one roof, there's no more concept of core fusion or
Yes.
confusion. If you
Core
want to talk a
fusion
little bit
is
more about
gone.
that, yes.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, again, anything that makes sense for us to expose from one module to the other, we're going to, right? So I had pointed out company policies. Well, we're just going to add an element to the website builder that lets you choose whatever policy you want to show on whatever page. Simple as that. So you don't have to worry about, having your web designer have to come up with your terms of service. You just define your terms of service and you tell whoever's building your website to say, hey, just pull that policy. And the other beauty of that is now they can't make changes to the policy. Only you can, right? Because at the end of the day, when you're dealing with a website, let's say CoreForce, right now, anyone who has access to that site design can change your terms and conditions without you knowing it. This is different, right? Because that's just going to be an element that is dragged into the canvas,
the body
and
of the
it's not editable, right? It's not going to be editable because it's a policy, and the only place to edit it is in the company policies. So just the whole concept of easily being able to, let's say you want to create a page that's promoting a specific item, you're just going to drag that product element and choose either a single item or what we call a collection of items. And that's it. You've got a page, that's kind of dedicated to those items. So there's so much that we're going to gain by having this one complete system. And it will flow through other modules, right? The email module that we've shown you, we haven't talked about the integration that we'll have where you can just choose what products to showcase in your email and it will just build it for you rather than you having to put static information. So you're just catching glimpses of what's ahead. And even what we have now is light years, beyond what we've had before. So, clearly we're excited about it. We are turning on our new CoreWare website. I think today or tomorrow. I think we're pretty much done with it. And you'll be able to go to coreware.com, and that whole site was built using the new platform that you have access to. So
Yeah,
that's,
I'll
and
just
here's,
quickly show them the homepage that we created using, our new website builder. It plays videos on the background. You have your buttons. It's easy to assign a page, right? And pick. This is a drop down of all the pages that you have. It's very flexible. And the person who was asked to create this started using this just last week. So it's very easy to learn. Even the website that Ezra showed earlier, he was asking how much. I don't know who was asking. It was Joel or Joel was asking earlier how long it took. It took less than 20 minutes to build that website.
yeah, they built that today, right?
Today, yeah. It actually used one of the templates, and they just made some tweaks, and it looks great. So,
And I should let me share my screen really quick, because I should walk through that site just really quick, because I really didn't do it justice. So just to show you, this is a good example if you are a range where you can build the entire range site. Again, you can have your core 4 site where you're selling products, but for now, for being able to sell memberships, reserving lanes, filling out your waiver, all of that you can build. And again, this site was built in 20 quick minutes, where we already support, being able to join the queue for the wait list, right? I can reserve a lane, which I didn't show, that whole interface, but it will ask me to confirm myself. Let me just do that really quick. Hopefully I'll get the email very quickly. Usually it comes very quickly. Yeah, just got it. Let me paste in my code. And again, I can use a phone number or email. So immediately, if you notice, it asked me, it said, hey, in order to reserve a lane, I need to be a member, right? So it's intelligent. So it's literally taking me on this journey now. It's going to ask me for a date to reserve, and I can choose my time. Here's my booking summary. I can hit next step. Here's the attendee information. I can add additional attendees if I want. Next step, and here's my waiver, right? So this is where I can fill out my information. I can sign, I can type my name. Again, this is the whole waiver. So again, everything is fully integrated. You can walk into the range and scan a QR code and sign a waiver and get going and fill it out on your own device. You can do it ahead of time. I can actually look at my, queue, add myself to the queue, which I showed, I think earlier. But again, all of this was quickly built because we were doing the webinar, and I was like, hey, do we have just a page that I can showcase? And this is it. So this was all done, very quickly, but still, I think looks, fantastic in terms of how it came out. So, oops. I was trying to get back to my homepage. The homepage isn't working, by the way, but other than that, it's working great.
I'm also excited. So I'm excited for everyone to start trying out, uh, just try building your own site. It doesn't need, you don't need to pay for designers or anything like that. Because we pre-built some really nice designs for you. But obviously you need to brand it. So it fits well with your business. So as we mentioned earlier, try out every button you see. It works pretty well in its current form. We will continue to improve this because as of right now, you're still dragging and dropping, and that's the basic one of the ways to build a website. But soon we will add more capabilities to make it even more easier for you to build websites and build ad sections to your website. And
Hey, Wits,
yeah,
if I'm building a website, will I? Because I don't know if we went over the branding in, from the main page. So if I have all of my branding uploaded there under branding, and then I'm building the website, is that are those connected to where if I wanted to just put, okay, I need to put my logo at the top of the page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your logo.
Okay, so
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Just drag the logo element and then it will get the logo from your brand kit. There's a logo element over there. There's a social media element over there. So everything just, everything is just
connect. It's
tight
the way
and
it's
connected. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's
So
awesome.
it's a big module. At the same time, it's big because it kind of borrows and connects with other modules. The main thing with the website module is actually just the builder. But what really makes the builder cool is aside from you being able to easily create websites is, you don't need third-party stuff or connectors or API this, API that. Everything just works.
It even has widgets, right? With like if I want to do a countdown to something.
Yep.
I'm showing my screen and I'm back in the builder and I just want to show everyone. Well, I wanted to show everyone the branding first. So if you go to content, right? Is this where I pull a branding?
Yep. Scroll down. There's a logo. And there's also the announcement bar.
Logo
strip?
Let's
see. Announcement bar.
Oh,
logo.
Logo. Yeah. There you go.
I'll make my screen a little larger. So there's logo, social, announcement bar. Again, if you look at the content, or if you look at the elements listing, there's structural, which is kind of how do you want to structure? You want 2 columns or 3 columns. You got your content, which is all text and media and visuals. Then you have these interactive, which is really powerful because this is where I can put forms, I can put FAQs. Here's a countdown. If I want to add a countdown to my page, I can add a countdown. Did it add it? Maybe I didn't add it.
No.
Let me try that again. Oh. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, I think my headset died. So can I just drag this anywhere, Wits?
Yes.
Or
yep.
Like I want to put it here, or no? Do I need to insert a column? Or
you can put it under the button, or in between the button and the text.
Okay.
So you don't need to.
So like here. Dun, dun.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
How cool.
There you go.
How cool.
Now click on that and then you can start customizing it. So if you have a promo, you have SHOT Show, you have a thing like Black Friday, whatever, right?
Dang. Dang,
There you go.
man, it's brutal. That's kind of a big deal because that used to be a big deal to put in a request to have a countdown timer put on.
And that's usually a third party thing that you integrate that you pay for.
Yeah.
But now it's free.
Yeah, that's pretty freaking awesome, man.
Yeah.
Hey, so let me ask you this: if I change,
I'm gonna publish this, guys. Wait, where do I set my time? How much time?
You published it.
Oh, there. About higher. You missed it. Target date and time. There you go. Under the
cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Target time is 04.
Is there a way to save, like, once I put all my branding on a certain timer, can I save those settings to where I can just keep using the same timer, or do I have to do that every time?
You can actually save a block.
Okay.
Which is something I wasn't able to show, but you can actually save blocks and then keep using that block every time you.
And when you say block, explain that
anything
to me, like
whether it's a column or an element or an entire section.
Okay.
You can save.
Wow.
Save it. So
you could literally have a really dynamic website if you put a little bit of time in on the front end.
Definitely.
And have things changing for the seasons, for whatever shopping, hunting seasons, whatever. That's pretty freaking cool, man.
Yeah. So the dream, the vision here is, for what it is right now, it's already pretty amazing. But what we have in store for it is really gonna blow everyone's
socks off.
I'm freaking excited.
Yeah.
And
it's gonna be able to intelligently build stuff for you.
So we're getting to the point. That's been my dream. We're getting to the point where you tell your business, hey, I'm going to have a sale on Glock 17s today from 4 to 8 p.m. Here's what I want you to do. Create a banner, link it to the product. And actually, Corey, I want you to create an email campaign, send it out 30 minutes before 4, right? Is that where we're getting? Is that where we're heading?
That's where we're heading.
That's where we're heading.
People don't get that's where we're heading. I don't think people understand how freaking epic that's going to be. And then imagine having conversations with your business.
And Joel,
saying, hey,
people don't understand how close we are with it.
Yeah, that's the funny part.
Because
that's the funny part.
Every piece of data that you give or that you make accessible, right, to these tools is just going to make that tool that much smarter. So imagine having a conversation with your business. You wake up one day and be like, hey, I am going to have a sale on those Glocks. What were my margins the last time I had sales? And do you think maybe I could fatten that a little bit and make a little bit more? And can you recommend any product to go with that Glock 17? That's where we're headed. We're literally, CoreWare is giving your business a soul with a brain, an operating brain. And it's freaking epic, but it's not going to try to kill you. The other robots will try to kill you eventually. CoreWare will not try to kill you. Corey is on your side. Sorry.
Corey is on your side.
I went on a rant. Hey, is that a real timer?
Yes.
Looks like it to me.
Are we going to follow it?
Looks like it to me.
Joel, stop.
Let's see how good I am. Keep an eye out. We're going to be sending some emails out with whatever our next webinar will be.
Talking with a power line smile. Core in the rhythm with a barcode dial. Marshmallow suit and a bellhop stare. Where rolls deep in electric air. Left turn jump in a right side groove. Backbeat buzzing like a checkout move. Flamingo moon in a concrete dream. Core said slide, where said stream. Zigzag core in a neon stare. Grooving through the grid with a head full of wear. Baseline bounce and a prism of sound. Core step ramps up, never backs down. In a cape with a customer grin. We're on the mic with a limited spin. Quarter past clean in a digital jam. Cores in motion like a hologram. Sidewalk come with a cash box glow. Where don't stop when the numbers flow. Everything shines when the beat runs tight. Core we're cruising in the pixel light. I saw a milkshake levitate at the edge of the Ethernet. Core wave, where moonwalk, then the lights blink 12. Forever. Zigzag when the neon zigzag core, eyes wide open, we got style, never broken. Slide the code in a jazz up flare. 1-2 punch from core to where.
Well, I was only 8 seconds over. So thank you guys
Not
so much.
too bad.
This was great. We appreciate all of your time. We know it's a long one, but it was packed with a lot of information. We're so glad you were here to join us. We can't wait to see you next week. Anybody have any words, Ezra or Wits?
No, I just want to thank everyone for your time. We know time is precious and you can't get it back. You can't make any more of it. So really appreciate all of you. And we're looking forward to next week. And let us know if you have any questions. And don't do the Okie.
Don't do the Okie. Next week, stand by. We're going to have a new song.
Awesome.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.